What's up, everyone? We're the Ramblers. We're here to talk about movies, games, anything else that's interesting. We have Eric and Danny with us, but we also got a guest. Everyone, welcome Chris to the podcast.
Ooh, special intro, yay!
Hello.
You have to forgive me. I'm recovering from a cold, which is good for podcasts because it makes your voice sound like super sexy. But
Yeah, no, it does.
But if I get you all sick, that's not my fault. I'm not claiming
It's right.
responsibility.
We just had lunch with someone who's sick.
yeah.
And like-
Okay,
We did?
so can we just blame them?
Who?
A buddy Sean, shout out to Sean. Hope get better. Eric's like, no! Sick again.
I've been deceived.
I've been deceived. I've been bamboozled.
I trusted you.
We're living up to our name of Ramblers, that's for sure.
Yes.
God.
It's only been 30 seconds.
So this is episode 7. We've got a few things to talk about. We'll go to news. And so news dropped out today, the day we record, on Friday.
Breaking news.
There
There you go.
Obi-Wan, we're getting an Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone movie.
Woohoo! I'm so
Officially
excited.
called Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Star Wars story.
So once
Oh, is it
Okay,
officially
cool.
called that
Oh,
now?
is that it? Really?
Yeah, it's called,
I didn't
it's
read
called
that.
Obi-Wan
That's
Kenobi Star Wars story. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, yeah. But
Cool.
weird. Makes sense.
what do you guys think? You guys excited for an
Yeah,
Obi-Wan Kenobi
no,
Star
I'm
Wars story?
excited.
I'm excited as long as they get Ewan McGregor in
Yeah,
there,
do
to
you
be
reckon
perfectly
they
honest.
I mean,
I feel like, I think they definitely will. Disney will try because even people who hate the prequels,
Oh, yeah.
they're like, oh, I hate
He is-
prequels, but
Yeah,
It's
So,
one of the better
yeah.
things
do you
about
reckon?
that
Do you like
trilogy.
Obi-Wan Kenobi as a character, or do you like Obi-Wan
If I
Kenobi
think-
as a Ewan McGregor?
I think if you think back to what Alec Guinness did as well,
Oh,
like
yeah.
he did like a really good job, but that's a different Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like that's a weathered, old, battle-worn kind of Obi-Wan. Like so it really comes down to what story they want to tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Because
really-
if they do an earlier one, then yes, unless it's of course prior.
Also,
prior
Ewan
approach to
McGregor's a
style.
bit old now. He's like,
Yeah,
is he?
he's like-
But he's
40s,
also hitting his
30s.
prime when it comes to filmmaking.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So
But, like, I feel like they will try and get him because like
I think they should. Yeah.
he was a big like even people who hate the prequels will be like, yeah, but Ewan McGregor was pretty.
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Excluding the first one, he wasn't very good in the first Star Wars.
No.
Well, that's
no
because
one
he
would.
was
But-
baby.
Yeah, but-
he was baby
And also
fish.
he didn't know his place because it was an established franchise, a new audience, but also an established audience, and he was. What was he well known for apart from?
He was the guy
Moulin
from-
Rouge?
I wouldn't know it.
I
Oh,
thought
was he in
Trainspotting?
Trainspotting?
He was in
yeah.
Trainspotting. Yeah, that was.
That was when he was because he's never been a big blockbuster.
Star Wars pretty much
Actor.
put him in the limelight.
Yeah,
To be
Yeah.
but
honest.
even then after that he went
He's
back
kinda
to
just
being.
gone
He's a very
away.
artsy actor.
Yeah.
Like
He did
not in a
was
bad
it
way.
Riding a Few and was it Riding a Few and McGregor? Is that what it's called, or Riding something else?
Oh
yeah.
right, yeah.
Oh, he's also
Yeah,
done Men
I
Who
know
Stare at
it's
Goats. That was after
That's
Star
the one, yeah.
Wars. Yeah.
But
I don't know, is it
if you
now?
look at like what Star Wars have done traditionally, they hire unknowns for
Yeah.
the most part. So, I
even
mean,
back in the old days.
even back from the original ones, like you look at Mark Hamill and stuff, he'd really done like space
the only
stage
like,
work.
even in the original Star Wars, the only well-known actors were Alec Guinness.
Yes.
Harrison Ford had done one movie,
And that
which
was
is American Graffiti.
Indiana Jones.
No,
was...
No, that was
Indiana
after.
Jo- Indiana
was
Jones
it?
after
That
Star
was
Wars.
way after.
Yeah,
That was 84.
Yeah, but that's because George Lucas essentially gave him the job of Indiana Jones
Yeah.
because they were like, because Steven Spielberg was like, oh, I need someone who's really cool, like. You need a cool character, and he's like, "Oh, Harrison Ford was good in Star Wars. We should probably give it to him." And then they did one audition, and then he was like, "Yeah, no, we'll give it to him." And then and Harrison Ford was like, "I really want this role," so they essentially gave it to him.
And now he's like, I can't wait to get rid of this role.
Yeah. Well, he still loves Indiana Jones. He hates Han Solo.
yeah, that's right.
Why does
Yeah.
he not like Han Solo? Like what?
Because he didn't treat it seriously when he first
Yeah.
did it. None of them did.
Actually, yeah, no, him and
If you watch like all the documentaries, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford,
And-
Carrie Fisher,
Yeah.
all the young actors didn't take it seriously. They
Yeah.
only took it seriously if Alec Guinness was on set because Alec Guinness would get mad at him. So like
That's
if they're all on set,
Yeah.
you can always tell if he's on set, everyone's trying to be a
He
bit
was
more
the
dramatic.
Anthony Hopkins of the day, so
Yeah.
he was pretty much
Oh,
like you look at him
yeah.
and he was.
But
the
everyone else,
experience,
every
yeah.
other scene, you can see there's a bit more of a lightheartedness to it. It's because they're all joking. Like Harrison Ford hated the script. of
When
Star
Alec
Wars.
Guinness is not on set.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah, pretty much.
but like, and also because Harrison Ford hated the script as well. Like
Oh.
he
Yeah.
like he'd yell at George because he'd be like, "People don't say this shit." So, like,
Yeah, that was brought up a lot at the 40th anniversary
um,
panel. Yeah.
but yeah, so that's that. So like, but yeah, I'm keen to see an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. I want it to be really not dark, but because if you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi between 3 and 4. In the prequels, he was very like the Jedi is my life. I'm all about being a Jedi, and it's the way to go. Then it was all ripped away from him by someone he trained and raised.
See, that's why I feel that is the time period probably the most ripe for the taking.
Oh yeah,
And if that means that they get Ewan McGregor back, he's aged since the prequels
Yeah.
as well. It makes more sense for him in their timeline as well between pre-McGregor and Guinness
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah.
That middle spot seems pretty good.
I just want a story about. I don't want a big sci-fi adventure. Like, I know it's done with Star Wars, but I just want. Like, I'd be happy if the whole movie takes place on Tatooine, and it's all about like.
Oh yeah.
Like have you guys seen Unforgiven, the Clint Eastwood movie?
Not all of it.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Better example, Logan.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to do not like the violence, but I'd want it to do it in the similar vein of Logan, where he's just like everything in his life has gone to hell. So
It's a simple story, but
Yeah.
it's important to him.
yeah, and he's just like there's no big galactic people trying to blow shit up. It's just
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's something that I really missed from.
they can even
Rogue
bring
One.
Darth. They can even bring Darth
It could
Maul
just be
back.
him fighting sand people.
Yeah.
The whole film.
They can even bring Darth Maul back.
The
as
women
well,
and the children.
have that.
They can do that
He's
immediately.
canon, and he is back as well because Clone Wars does count. As
And
canon.
also, Darth Maul is hell-bent on hunting for Obi-Wan. Yeah.
everyone, yeah,
That'll be interesting if
Yeah.
it took place simultaneous to the Rebels show.
yeah.
That
would
would
be
be
Because
pretty
that
interesting.
I'd like that because then but also if they do that though they couldn't kill Darth Maul off in the movie because
Which I think is fine.
yeah, but then it would I feel
I haven't seen the show. Did I kill him off in the show?
I haven't seen.
How
all
do
the
they bring
show.
him back on the show?
He just comes
Got
back.
robot legs and shit.
Like he's got robot legs. And he's,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
He,
And
the
he
whole thing
becomes-
is
he's
when he
pretty
fell down,
crazed.
he didn't die. He
held himself together with the Force.
Yeah, and like all the hatred of being killed by or being defeated by Obi-Wan kept him alive. Essentially, it's very Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
But they couldn't kill him in the movie though because that'd be very weak. Where it's like we can't they have Obi-Wan's ghost essentially the thing that one of the things that started to ruin his life
Oh, yeah.
is here, and Obi-Wan all he can do is beat it. But it'd feel very. It's like.
But also it's like, oh look! In this first film that he did, he killed Darth Maul. Look, in his standalone film, he kills Darth Maul. Look, it's the whole retread argument again.
But it'd be cool. I feel like they could get away with that though, because it'd be like a whole reconfronting your past.
If they keep the tone, as you said, more like Logan, then yeah.
But this is Disney. I feel like they're gonna.
They will, yeah.
They're gonna because Star Wars, as much as we hate it, it's not for adults.
It's made for kids, and I
It's
mean,
for
if you
kids.
think about the most quoted character in the new trilogy, it is in the prequel trilogy. It is
Judge.
It is Obi-Wan.
Oh,
So-
okay, I was gonna say Jar Jar because.
Oh no, we don't quote him. People mock him.
Yeah, but that's still quoting.
No, I'm not accepting that comparison. But he is it is Ewan McGregor who made that character who he was
Ah, yeah.
in many ways, and he's the most quoted character in that
Yeah.
trilogy. So I think that if they make it for
Yeah.
that younger audience.
I still think though, but a lot of those young people would be older now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the
but
prequels are
then-
still pretty old.
But
But it's still made for kids.
the whole discussion,
You
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Oh,
The
that-
discussion
It's still Disney.
It's
yeah.
Disney. It's gonna be made so we can get merch. It's gonna be a space romp, and I don't want a space romp. Like I'm happy with every other Star Wars movie being a space
That
romp.
being said, though, we look at what Rogue One actually, as far as they could with that rating with Disney, they actually did go pretty dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because they filmed, what was it, like an alternate ending in case they didn't like the other one.
Yeah,
and
no,
people were
yeah.
surprised they didn't change it, because it is so dark.
So with that, you could have the mainline Star Wars films, the episodes being the ones that are most family friendly, and the spin-offs could be a little bit, could take tone differences and be a bit darker. I would like that separation.
Yeah, I
There's a
feel
bit
like
more
I feel
variety.
like it all depends because also I think this will come out after Last Jedi.
Yes.
Apparently, Last Jedi is meant to be pretty dark. Like a lot of people, who've read the script, and a lot of people it's meant to be the most influential Star Wars, the one that this is where the biggest shit happens in any Star Wars movie, which would be hype then because they're excited, but also we're taking Star Wars to places it's never been, and a lot of people are saying it's meant to be darker. So I feel like if Last Jedi gets received really well in that way, they'll be like, maybe we can do
go darker.
Obi-Wan
Yeah.
very dark, or not dark, but we can keep it contained on a planet and have it be about turmoil and all
And
that.
that might
shit.
have been small scale
Yeah.
either. If you look at what Logan was compared to the rest of
And
the...
I'd argue,
very
and
small
I'd
scale.
argue Logan's the best X-Men franchise.
I wouldn't even argue that. I would absolutely say that hands down.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but if someone was like best movie in the X-Men franchise, about Logan.
Yeah.
'Cause it's the
Absolutely,
story-wise,
yeah.
script-wise, acting, performance.
So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility at all. Yeah.
It depends on what Disney wants and stuff. But it will all depend. Like most things, it depends on what's gonna come before. If Last Jedi is if it is like they say, it's gonna be darker
Yeah.
and gonna be more dramatic in terms of just it's not gonna be all fun and lightsabers. It's good. Then if that does well, then they're like, all right. It'll be like Fox, because if you look at X-Men and stuff, they wouldn't have done Logan if Deadpool didn't do well.
Yeah.
They would have been like, no, Deadpool didn't do well, not taking the risk. But because Deadpool was a risk and it paid off massive, they were like, yeah, cool, we'll do Logan because Logan will pay off. Hopefully.
So in that case, because you kind of saw with Fox, they kind of needed the proof first. And
Yeah,
had this
so
really low-budget experimental film that kind of said,
And
this is possible. Star Wars haven't really had that.
Yeah. I think it all depends on Last Jedi. And also if they can get Ewan McGregor, which they can, it's Disney.
Bring back that guy that sells Annie, the one who's like, Annie!
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
It's on Tatooine, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Annie.
Watto, yeah.
Watto.
Start a fan petition, bring back Watto.
Hashtag bring back water. I'm tweeting that right now.
Annie.
I'm doing that right now. I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna do it. Hashtag bring back water. Hashtag Ramblers Podcast.
Oh man.
Get some visibility out there.
So we're all keen. We're all keen for an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm excited.
I think at this point, like the Star Wars resurgence, there's very little out there that I would be directly opposed to.
Yeah.
Because they seem to be nailing it so far for the most part.
And even though what did you guys all think about? What do you guys all think about Rogue One?
I liked it.
I like it as well.
As a fan service film, it was everything I really wanted it to be. But as a standalone, I mean, it wasn't perfect.
It's one of the, I remember you obviously hooked when I came out of it. I was like one of the best Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Every
That's the fan service, yeah.
every sequential viewing, I'm like, I'm starting to see flaws. And the last time I watched it, I'm like, that might be the last time I watch it because I picked up some massive flaws.
See, the funny thing is, I'm the complete opposite. I was like, when I went to go out and finish watching, I've completely forgotten the 7th episode of Star Wars was called.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yeah. I went and saw Force Awakens, I was like, yeah, I just had a completely mental break. But I was like, oh, no, this film is amazing, like, it's awesome. And then I went, obviously, the year after to go see Rogue One, a couple of weeks later after it came out. I was like, nah. I like Rogue One better than Force Awakens.
I think Force Awakens is a better film. Rogue One's great, but I think Force Awakens is a better...
I don't know what it was.
Just a better movie.
Maybe because it was a
Force Awakens
standalone...
too safe or something?
Oh, it's very safe.
Yeah, but also because it was building up to the original franchise, and not any discredit to the prequels. I do personally like the original films better, and so
Most
building
people
up...
do.
Yeah.
And it building up to, like, my favourite kind of beginnings of a film, it just was really awesome because with the whole, you could see the immediate connection between the beginning of episode 4 and the end of Rogue One.
You know that half everyone who saw Rogue One went straight home and watched it.
No, yeah, we did as
And,
well.
I mean, I did that as well. Like, that was part of the fan servicey part for me that just, that was so great, yeah.
But I think it was not just because of the fan service. I think it was just, I don't know what it was, because it didn't have any immediate connection to current events, like either the sequels or the prequels.
That's fair, yeah.
And so it kind of was like its own thing.
See, I was like that as well. I was like, I liked Rogue One because it felt like a different type of Star Wars movie. And I still think that is what it is, but the more you watch it, you start to realize the holes. Like, it's not, it doesn't have a tight script.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters don't get explained.
It was a lot of production issues, and then it comes through, yeah.
And especially at the reshoots, they did a lot of reshoots. Like, Gareth, the director wasn't even in charge of the reshoots.
Nope.
They hired
Really?
They hired someone else. I think, like, they paid $10 million for someone else to come in and do a bunch of reshoots.
And he was uncredited as well. Or he wasn't credited as a director, at least.
Yeah.
Similar to what Joss Whedon's going to be credited on for Justice League, he's not credited. So it's very much a different vision.
But that's why I said when I first saw Rogue One was better than Force Awakens. I now flipped that. I think I can go back and watch Force Awakens at any point. I'm like, this is fun. It's a great Star Wars movie. Rogue One is a good Star Wars movie with a lot of cool stuff, but the holes are too big to maybe like.
Yeah, and that's why I think the fans enjoyed that more than the casual viewer or the person who came and expected.
At least when I first saw Rogue One, I came out, I was like.
Because you ended on the best scene you could possibly consider. Like, that is the last thing you see leaving the cinema. Yeah. That's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And also, it does have some of the best action in a Star Wars movie. By far.
That last third is just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, on your criticism about the actors just being how, like, there's not fleshed out, I do understand...
It's not the actors, it's the writing.
Oh, no, not the actors, the characters, sorry.
A lot of them are just, this is what this guy's done. Moving on.
I know, I do understand that, but at the same time...
He's the man who can climb anything.
But at the same time... Yeah, actually, wow. Yeah.
I just saw that movie the other day.
I love that quote so much. He's slipped down, he's the man
I just really wanted to, because, like, is it really that bad? Yes, it's really that bad.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, it came on. It's on Netflix. So I saw the other day. I was like, I need to confirm with myself. Is this movie really that bad? Yes, it's really that bad. It's really that bad.
Suicide Squad's a movie.
It's just like the
I
best
don't-
line to quote, like, what's the biggest problem? Slipknot is the man who can climb anything.
He is
See,
not our diversity call, we promise you.
I can't watch. I don't need to watch Suicide Squad again because the more I think about it, the more I hate it. I'm just like,
Have you seen the extended cut?
I don't want. I did.
I don't get how people could say like it makes it better.
I
Like, it
did.
doesn't
I
really make
don't
a
buy into
difference.
DC shit anymore. I did it with Batman vs Superman extended cut, and I haven't watched it all because I keep falling asleep because it's worse.
It's probably telling you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now when they're like, we're gonna release an extended cut, like, no DC, no.
They can do that for all them
I
dudes.
fell asleep watching Batman v Superman in the
cinema.
cinemas. Like,
And that movie is loud!
yeah.
But to be fair, the first half of that is just Clark Kent being sad, Bruce Banner being angry.
I'm sorry, Superman
Banner.
broods more than Batman does in that movie, which is just not right.
Have you guys seen the Nostalgia Critic Man of Steel review with Angry Joe?
I've seen, not the
Not
nostalgia
a
critic
while.
one.
The opening is great because they open it with a song of Superman just like, I'm dark and brood, and then it's like it was really hectic. He's like, my parents are dead, and then Batman just keeps showing like, bit done that. just
That was
like,
a phase. I've moved on.
and then, like it's just like he's like, I'm always contemplating myself. And it's like Batman's like, done that.
I like that movie better.
Master's not good either. I think Master's okay, it's fine. But anyway,
Okay, moving.
Sidetrack.
Rambling.
I didn't really get your opinion on it, Eric. So you were keen for Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
cool. All right, so next bit of news. There's a Planet of the Apes game coming out called Planet of the Apes: The Last Frontier. It looks pretty cool. It's meant to take place in between the two movies, Dawn and War.
Okay.
So like it is.
Was it between Dawn and War?
Yeah.
Was it between Rise and Dawn?
No, it's Dawn and War because it's like Dawn of War. It's because it's all post-apocalyptic in the trailer and stuff. It's like all like out in the woods.
Yeah, but at the end of Rise, it also goes. So I wasn't quite sure when I read the press release. I wasn't quite sure.
Well, the thing I read, it said Dawn and War.
Okay, that's
So
yeah,
in between.
cool,
Yeah,
cool,
Dawn and War.
cool.
But yeah, it's meant to be like an adventure thing, like, and also from the things we saw, it looks very Telltale-y. And like what the thing you saw, Chris.
Yeah.
You saw, it looked very.
It's very Telltale. I mean, it looks gorgeous. So Telltale always.
Also, it's got
always,
also got Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Who's making it?
The same production company that makes the films. It's Andy Serkis' Imaginarium.
Imaginarium are doing the effects,
Yeah.
but there's another company doing the actual game. I can't remember what it was.
Which I think makes a lot of sense. When I read who was making the game, and then realised it ties back to Andy Serkis and that's his production company.
Yeah.
When I saw the gameplay for it was about a 6-minute gameplay demo up on IGN. It
Okay.
made a lot of sense, at least from the demo, what kind of game it is. It is not a very interactive game. It's very much...
This article describes it as a narrative-driven adventure game.
That sounds... So it's
will
very
it be-
Telltale, yeah.
It'll be
But
very-
whether
I
it will
presume it
be
mean like
Telltale-
traditional adventure game. Like
Yeah.
you look at stuff, you interact with stuff.
From what we saw, there was actually no movement around whatsoever. From what it was two scenes. You had one scene with the apes,
Yeah.
deciding what approach to take, which was actually a really good scene, by the way, because it was very authentic to the way the movies do it with the sign language and the
Yeah.
grunting, so it was actually really good.
I liked that. Just on a side point, I commented on it last week, but just the sign language
Yeah,
really.
it's great, eh?
It took a little while, but it was awesome to get used to.
Yeah, it was great. And when you moved...
But we didn't.
This is an audio podcast, there's no visual medium here. I did it to remain silent.
He just made a dirty gesture.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm a responsible adult. But they had the scene. They had the first 3 minutes was based around the apes and their approach on getting food from a human settlement, and then the second half was about the humans
Yeah.
and their approach about how to deal with apes in general. So,
Yeah.
so you didn't actually ever move a character. You never actually did anything except choose
Dialogue.
two different approaches to a situation. So
That's pretty
I don't know
cool.
if I
now
like
whether
that.
that's the same throughout, because
Yeah.
you see it a lot with Telltale, but
You
you
can go
still
like long
move.
periods in Telltale without moving. Yeah.
Exactly, but then at the same time, you still have moments in Telltale
Yeah.
where you can walk around and you can interact with things that are optional.
I-
So we don't know if that's going to be the case with Planet of the Apes, but from what I
Yeah.
saw, it was very much
I think
Telltale.
because I'm not massively. I've grown out of my Telltale phase.
So have I.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
really
it.
have. I've tried to get...
Walking Dead: The New Frontier was like rough at times.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
I
it
haven't
wasn't-
played
it-
since Wolf Among Us.
I have.
Actually, so since the Batman.
Yeah, see, I played
Batman,
Batman. And
Which was great. I love
I've
that.
talked. See, I've told a lot of people. I've had a lot of people say they hated it. And
What Batman?
yeah, Telltale Batman. But I liked it. I thought it was good.
I'm
Especially
hoping the second season can...
what I
edge me in.
was speaking of that. I saw something on Steam.
It's already out, isn't it?
The
The
second
first
Telltale-
episode.
Yeah, first episode.
Oh,
yeah.
because that's what I saw on Steam. Because
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And
They
then-
pretty much had to announce and then 2 weeks later first episode out, which
Yeah.
they do really well.
I'm waiting because
Guys,
I made the massive mistake of playing Telltale Batman on release
Oh, okay.
on PC.
Oh!
Yes, that was horrible.
No!
I got like dropped I had the game on low, and this is Telltale. This is not like Witcher.
It's not demanding.
Yeah, I had it on low. I had to drop it on low. Even then, I had it on 5 FPS capped, and it wouldn't go higher. Yeah.
I've heard that this one is the most stable first episode they've ever
And
made, which is nice, but
yes.
I'm not taking
And also,
it.
I have a friend who got it, and he couldn't play it. It was stuck on a black screen.
I think the last episode of The Walking Dead: New Frontier that had a part that was extremely hard to get through because it just kept crashing. You had to do it very specifically.
Man, that's worse.
It just keep from hard crashing, yeah.
But on this Planet Apes game, I'm keen because I think the story could lend really well to that type of format of game, if that makes sense. Like, I think because it's all about apes. The whole ape series is about choice, not just choice.
It's very political, that series.
It's all about
so
politics.
It makes sense,
and, choosing what to do. So it's like I think that would work really well.
I think so too. And it's actually,
I'm excited.
On a side note, on top of that as well, we've kind of noticed a bit of a resurgence when it comes to movie IP games.
Yeah.
We have kind of dropped. Had a real shit period over it
The last 10 years.
during like the 360 part where you get like the Batman Begins game, and then after the movie came out, and it was out of crap.
Yeah.
And then they just stopped.
And then the era before that was really good, like the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
Yeah, Two Towers.
The PS2 area was beautiful.
Like, the amount of games on my honourable mentions for my PS2, like,
Well,
were
movie license.
movie licenses.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
I had as well.
Little-
My honorable mention, I had 2 Towers on there, and I was like, fucking love 2
like
Towers.
Stuart Little, Wallace and Gromit, like Bug's Life, Buzz Lightyear, like all those weird Disney and just cartoon games, but they were great.
Yeah, so
they actually made good games.
Yeah, and it's interesting because now they're kind of coming back.
Yeah.
In a very different way.
Yeah.
Like
So-
it's very cash grab
I'm-
the first time round,
Yeah.
the last round, sorry. But now they seem to come in a
So,
different.
so are you excited for the Planet Apes era?
Yeah. I think I say going back to that, you could probably say that X-Men Origins Wolverine, the game was really what possibly kicked it off.
Yeah, true. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember
But
thinking...
that was half decent though.
That's what I mean. That's
Oh,
what
right,
made
yeah.
it good
Yeah,
again.
because I remember I was watching Funhouse play it, and I was
It was
like...
better than the movie.
Because I
A lot
remember...
of people,
and I was watching Funhouse play it, and I'm like... This actually looks like a lot of... And then I remember
did.
that
A lot of
our
people
friends
really like it,
Yeah, no, it's good.
And I was like...
It looked actually good.
Yeah. So that's Planet Apes game. I take it real keen.
Yeah.
I'm at least
I'm interested.
I'm very cautious about. I'm like you. I've kind of fallen off the whole Telltale style
it's
of
hard
things
not to
going
at
on.
this
That's why I haven't played Guardians yet. I'm like...
Yeah, neither have I. I just kind of until something really just steals my fancy. I'm going to be
I
very
think
cautious.
until
going into this.
like in terms of specifically Telltale, Wolf Among Us 2 and
Yeah.
the new Game of Thrones.
God knows when we're going to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I
Speaking
mean-
of,
Well, Wolf Among Us 2 has been confirmed.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
it-
Well, Game of
Yeah.
Thrones Season 2 has been confirmed.
Yeah.
They've said nothing about it yet.
I need to finish that. As I say, speaking of, I'm about 2 years behind you all. I've only just started playing my first ever Telltale, and I stopped playing, I think, second episode into Game of Thrones.
Game of
I
Thrones
just-
is
Game of Thrones
it's
is
really
rough
good,
at times.
but
Like,
yes,
it's
it's
interesting, but
it's-
it's bad Telltale moments are the worst I've
and
ever seen.
I'm
Yeah,
a little
no.
bit disappointed because I'm like, I really want to get onto this Telltale train, but just for some reason...
I think the best game to play, and you don't even have to have played this franchise to enjoy it, Tales from the Borderlands is the best.
Oh yeah,
Telltale.
Tales of
Really?
Borderlands is amazing.
I love Tales from Borderlands, but my favorite is The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, I'd say that's close
I
second.
adore
Yeah.
Because
that
that doesn't that is an established franchise, but it's a comic franchise.
It's comic book,
and
yeah,
you can
it's
go
actually-
and you can go and
that's
blind.
an amazing.
people.
That's an amazing.
I think
idea.
those two are because those came out next to each other. I'm pretty sure. No, Tales and Game of Thrones came out next to each other.
Yeah. Tales
And I remember
came
being
out
like,
after.
oh, Game of Thrones is fun-ish. Because like, the first episode of Game of Thrones, Telltale's great. 2, 3, and half of 4. Very bland.
The
Just
one that, what is it, like, mild spoiler for the game, it's been out for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's fucking...
The one that ends with you on the wall killing the guy that kills your family
Yeah.
does not matter at all because they just wipe a choice completely in the next episode.
Yeah.
They just presume you killed him, yeah, it's awful.
I never got past
Ah.
the first episode.
Yeah, it's just awful.
I'd actually say, like, on reflection, Game of Thrones might be my least favourite.
Even like the endings are quite crap as well.
Yeah, I'd say Game of Thrones is my least favourite of the Telltales because it's really dry at times, and it does, like, the novelty wears off episode 1. Like,
Yeah.
once you get past episode 1, you're like, eh. As for Tales of the Borderlands,
Is it
it's
because
fun the entire time.
is it because of the comedy, but because of the good writing as
No,
well?
it's not just
The
that.
writing is just good all around.
It
Yeah.
it
There are
reminds...
moments there are serious moments like heartfelt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Moments within
spoiler,
Tales.
Scooter's death in episode 4.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Fuck.
there's some real
The
hard-hitting
ending as well,
moments.
yeah.
Yeah, the
And the
opening of
writing
episode
there
5.
is what stood out the
Yeah.
most to me.
Yeah. But it also reminds, and I don't know if any of you, I know you haven't, Danny, but I don't know if
Yeah.
any of you played like the old Escape from Monkey Island games.
No.
Those are they're Telltale's first games, because that's when they were part of LucasArts.
Right.
And, Tales from Borderlands reminded me of that type of quirky, but really good story writing and choice of those games. It was really good.
I can't remember if I talked to you about this, but I think we were talking about Tales from the Borderlands when it got announced.
Yeah.
And I think my exact words to you were, "What a horrible fucking idea."
Yeah, no, I said the same thing.
I was like, oh, so they're not even vault hunters, they're treasure hunters. Borderlands has some good stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no way the universe is strong enough to support a Telltale
Nick
game.
Minute-
And I was so wrong
Nick
about
Minute's
it.
like probably the best.
Yeah, no.
Up there, at
That's
least
kind of
up
my
there.
approach as well, because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a shooting franchise
Yeah.
What
with
do you
some
do?
very
Yeah, why are you
minor
doing
world
that?
building. How are you putting
And
a
also,
narrative-based
it had
story in there?
it had so many hilarious moments, like
Yeah.
the face when you have to get the guy's face and he's like wearing
Yeah.
it. He's
And it's
just
like, oh god.
Yeah.
oh, and the eye part where they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like once you awaken Mr. Nakatomi, he's like, he's alive. Like you gouged out both his eyes.
And the robot, let's be honest with
Oh,
the
yeah.
robot.
Oh,
It's so
Loaded-bot,
beautiful.
yeah.
It's so
Loaded-bot.
beautiful. It's so good, so good.
But yes, okay.
But when it comes back to Planet of the Apes, there's an episodic either.
No, I think it's all gone game.
It's all
Yeah.
gone game. So one of the things that kind of trips me up with Telltale is the whole episode of structure.
Yeah.
In some it kind of works, and some it's just like it's a bit of a
I
turn off.
stopped
So
doing the episode structure.
same with me. Yeah, I just
I
play all in
I
one.
used to just go play all one when I started playing Telltale games. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait.
Yeah.
Because and also I had more fun. Where it was just like I could like a show where you can binge like if I don't know if any of it was Dragon Ball Z, but watching that episode weekly
Oh my
is a
God,
nightmare.
Yeah, that-
Mm.
But binging it is amazing. 'Cause you just like.
But it's because there's like, for every one episode of good stuff, there's about 4 or 5
Of filler.
episodes of just interesting but not
or just
necessary
fill
stuff.
or build up.
Yeah.
But and so if you're watching it week by week, it's painful. But if you watch thingy, if you're binging, same with Telltale games. If you're speeding through it,
Yeah,
then it's more fun. And then Batman and
that's what I did with the Game of Thrones.
Batman, I did it monthly. 2 monthly.
I played the first one, it broke my computer, and I said, screw this, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait till August.
Yeah. So I played Batman episodically as it came out,
Yeah.
and I forgot that it was coming out, and then when I go to play it, I'd be like, what happened in the last? What choices did it?
I had to do that not by choice when it came to Wolf Among Us, because I had like a good 2.5 month gap between episode 1 and 2.
Oh, I see. I got that when it came out on a Steam sale.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, oh, it's
So
$5, but the whole night I was like, this is amazing.
So
That's
good.
the problem, is it
So good.
depends on just, I guess, how Telltale are treating the franchises. Game of Thrones started 2014, ended 2016.
Yeah, it was
Which
very
is
long,
ridiculous, yeah.
That's when they announced so many projects that they didn't
Just a mess.
like.
Yeah.
I was going to say, going back to that, because Telltale, obviously, it's a genre, but we associate them with it because they do it the most. It is interesting to see another game in this style not done
Oh,
by them. Similar to
100%.
Life is Strange, something like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
You look at the only thing that's, if we have this many problems with Telltale, and they're not perfect by any means, but
Oh, no.
the thing that's going to push them in a more competitive space is
Is someone else being
Competition,
like
yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's like it brings up Danny and I know is really big on fighting games, but we all know what Marvel vs. Capcom is, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So for the longest time, Capcom's had the monopoly on tag team fighter.
Street Fighter and...
No. Specifically with Marvel vs. Capcom, they've had the monopoly on tag team fighters.
Right.
I think Mortal Kombat dipped its toe in it with MK9. They ditched it with MK10 and all that. But it has been Capcom's had the monopoly of tag team fighters for the longest time. And if you look at the new Marvel vs. Capcom games, you can see they've gotten complacent. They're like, no one's challenging us. We can just make whatever, and it's just especially evident in Infinite because Infinite doesn't look that good. Like I remember you were like, I showed you Infinite, and you were like, and I was like,
Where's the X-Men?
Yeah.
we're the X-Men. That's but now,
Old Man Logan.
but that's the next thing though is but now at the time like because last E3 people were like MVC Infinite looked okay. But Dragon Ball Fighter Z looks amazing, and it's a tag team fighter.
Yes.
And then there's also like what's it? It's the new Blaze Blue game, which came out. Which I know you're big fans of it, but the new Blaze Blue game is not just a Blaze Blue game now. It's a tag team fighter with the Persona fighting series and 2 other fighting
See, that
series.
I'm excited
That's
for
cool, yeah.
because I know, like, I've started playing Persona and I've seen you play pretty much through the entire Persona, and so I'm really excited
I beat
for
Persona
it.
5 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the next Blaze Blue game is now like it has 4 anime fighting franchises in the one game, and it's a tag team fighter now.
Okay.
And there's another tag team fighter game coming out. I can't remember what it is, but there's another one now that also brings things. And now Capcom can't just be like, oh, we can't just slap whatever we want because then people are gonna be like, MVC looks iffy, but Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and then grab that.
Exactly what like every industry out there needs to some extent. Like, even if I can divert the conversation when it comes to graphics cards, like you look at what Nvidia's been doing for the past 5 years, having no competition from AMD.
Yeah, and AMD's just like
now AMD comes out and they drop a whole lot of bombshells on them, and now they're pushing the architecture forward and stuff like that. It's always good for the industry to have competition.
So I kind of hope Planet X does good then, because then Telltale will be like, fuck.
Yeah, it'll be nice to expand that universe as well, because it's
a
really
good
interesting.
universe.
It's a really great universe.
So we're all pretty, at least excited, at least intrigued. For
Tentatively so.
Yeah. So the last bit we're going to talk about is so they're shooting Jessica Jones season 2 at the moment, and there's been set photos that have shown Kilgrave, played by David Tennant on scene.
Yeah.
Now this is to people who've watched Jessica Jones. This is a bit like.
Should we spoil? Should we discuss?
We'll spoil.
We've spoiled so much stuff.
I mean, it's how many years? It's like 2.5 years now.
It's been longer than that. I think it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, we might as well go into.
So
it.
at the end of Kilgrave is essentially, for those who don't know, Kilgrave is the main villain of Jessica Jones.
The Purple Man.
And what he can do is he can tell someone to do something and you have to do it. Like,
and he's also an arsehole, so
he's very,
And he's also British.
Yes.
It's like the potent combination.
British villain.
Controlling arsehole British person.
Yeah. makes a little girl piss herself in a closet. That's pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Murders her parents in an elevator.
That's the first episode.
Just like goes into a couple's apartment. Like, this is my apartment. Now you work for me.
Yeah. But so at the end of season 1, Jessica Jones chokes the motherfucker out. Or does he break?
She snaps his neck.
Snaps his neck.
Yeah, he picks him up by one hand
and just breaks it one hand.
Yeah.
So seeing him on set, people were like, "What did this mean?" I think a lot
Season
of
2 is a prequel. No.
Yeah. That could be a thing. These could be. There's two possibilities. These could be more backstory on Jessica Jones when she was under Kilgrave's control, or it's hallucinations. Because she does, like you said, Chris. She has PTSD.
Yeah, I thought it's got to be that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was out of the Marvel Netflix series that comes out. Like Daredevil was one of my favorite ones, but the ones that kind of stand out the most to me is Jessica Jones.
I'd say Jessica Jones.
It does delve into that really dark.
I'd say Jessica Jones. I think
where...
Jessica Jones is like the best thing Marvel's put out in the last 10 years. Like in terms of anything they've ever made.
Oh really?
I'd say Jessica.
I would agree with you. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's definitely my favorite of the Marvel Netflix. Out of any of the TV stuff that they've done.
Oh yeah.
It hands down blows everything else away.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's willing to delve into that really deep, serious kind of stigmatized stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you are sexually assaulted, you don't just move on with your life, become a private investigator, and you feel fulfilled.
You're not just like, I got raped.
Exactly. And they didn't.
It's not even
hide away from it.
Yeah. Well, it's not actually. No, she still got worse than that because she got like mind raped essentially.
Well, she got sexually. Yeah, she got mentally abused as well. Another way to put it, because she's perfectly aware.
Yeah.
And she's being controlled to do certain things.
It happened to her against her own will.
Because that's the whole. The biggest theme of Jessica Jones is rape. Yeah. But not just sex rape. It's the whole thing. Like what happens if someone takes everything you know away from you against your will. And makes you do what they want you to do against you. That's what the whole show is about. It's what happens if someone does that to you.
Yeah,
and I loved how they were like, we're not shying away from this. This is dark. Fuck you.
Absolutely, and I like that they've got a Netflix universe where they can go dark because they don't do that with their films.
No.
And so they have an environment here which they can actually go into those really dark places, and they did it really well considering.
Yeah.
So I do think it's the idea of it being PTSD or flashback.
I had thought something else. I can't remember. It could be they could do a bad twist. I hope this isn't the case because I like Kilgrave being dead because
agreed.
He's perfect for that season. And I know everyone loves Kilgrave. We all love to hate him because he was a beautiful villain. But it could be. I don't know if I'm wrong. Could Jessica Jones still be manipulated by the end of the show, or was she able to not?
Well, we're led to believe at least that she breaks through that control.
Because what they could do, what they could do is Kilgrave could be like a scene where it's like. He controls it, like pretend to kill me.
That would be,
like, and then like, he's dead. And
or you believe that I'm dead. And that could be an interesting twist. That will actually be a good twist on this.
I kind of hope that it's a PTSD. So it could be like Arkham Knight. You know, like the Batman kicks on.
That would be cool.
That would be cool because then Kilgrave would essentially become worse because you can't stop him. Then, like, not
in a way. I think he'll be scarier. It'll be more terrifying as a villain if he's dead.
Because one of Joker's cool.
I still haven't finished, by the way.
Arkham Knight.
Danielle.
To be honest, I haven't played Arkham Knight either.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. That's the problem.
I don't know what his part was, because I saw him in the credits, in IMDb, Mark Hamill.
I've played through all of them.
For my
And
soul.
I completely have not finished the
I haven't even touched
I
Arkham
have
Knight.
literally waited 2.5 years to freak out with you about this game, and you've had 6 holidays since that's happened, and you've done, oh my god.
I do know who.
Sorry guys, Chris is hurt.
No, everyone knows who he was. It was the worst kept secret. Come on.
Also, I think Mark Hamill, of all the Batman games, I think he's best in no.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yes. He's the most left off the
I've
leash.
He's in it the most.
I've
yeah.
YouTubed all the Joker scenes. Because I can't.
Did you?
I can't
You
be
probably
fucked.
got the best parts of the
I
game.
can't
to
be
honest,
fucked
isn't it?
playing
Yeah.
the game, to be honest. I'm Arkham'd out.
Really, yeah.
Occasionally.
And a lot of people are like, you're not missing out. A lot of people talk to like, Knight's okay.
I really enjoy Night.
I
I know
love
it's.
that
I know
as
I'm
well.
kind of in the minority when. I preferred it to Asylum.
A lot of-
I
which
loved
is
Asylum.
definitely.
Asylum-
I love them all. Like here's the
Yeah.
thing. Like when I'm
Asylum's
talking
great.
about the Arkham series,
Well,
if I
yeah.
say one's better than the others are still
Yeah.
stupendous. Like I still think Origins has one of the better storylines out of those
Oh
four.
yeah, I think
It's
Origins
worse
gets,
gameplay wise.
Origins gets too much hate, I think.
Oh yeah. So it's unpopular opinion wise, but I think I still really enjoy 9. And I still replay it. Okay, bitch, you haven't played it once and I played it 3 times since. Like this is just not acceptable. I played the whole goddamn series at
I
least
know.
twice in the time that you haven't finished one.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
a serious discussion after this.
Kilgrave is on set for Jessica Jones.
Yes. Back on track.
We all think it's probably either flashbacks or it's like a hallucination.
I'll have
But
to.
we'll realize that Jessica Jones also drinks a lot.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
Like it's not like she's no longer an alcoholic at the end of the game. Like
True.
she still drinks. Even in Defenders trailers, she's drinking.
Yeah.
Which just came out. by the way.
Oh boy!
Yeah, boy.
Tomorrow.
That's coming out tonight at 4 a.m.
It's already been out. It's been out for the past 6 hours or something.
Oh,
like that.
really?
Yeah, I know
Oh,
people who've already
boy.
finished everything.
Wait, what?
Well, fuck going
But
out
it's-
after this as soon as
Yeah,
But
it came
it's-
out. It came not maybe 6 hours ago. It came out a couple hours ago.
Oh,
But before I
okay.
left, it was up.
Well, I'm at least gonna watch an episode of that before I go to bed.
Yeah.
If I'm sober enough.
But yeah, so is that okay? So it's
I don't know. You can watch it drunk. It might give you a better experience. You never
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I don't.
The first 2 episodes apparently are torturous, so you
Really?
might as well drink for the first 2.
To be fair though,
Just drink
Bad
along
way.
with Jessica Jones.
to be fair, I don't trust when it comes to Marvel Netflix shows. I don't trust reviews for it anymore
Yeah.
because a lot of
Because
them
they
go,
review the first half and that's it.
and they go off half cocked as well. Like a lot of people said Iron Fist was god awful. A lot of people was like it's not that bad. It's
It's not
fine.
that bad. It is
It's
the worst
fine.
side of the bunch.
It-
But
yeah,
that
but
doesn't mean it's bad.
It's not 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
One thing I was
definitely.
going to say is that reminds me of, we're talking about how, dark Jessica Jones is, but it handles it well. That's one thing Iron Fist doesn't do.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it's
100%.
dark, but there's one
Yeah.
scene that is the most graphically violent scene by far of any Netflix, any Marvel thing,
Alright.
and it's so unnecessary.
It
It's so
it
gratuitous.
feels like a very flip flop rushed kind of production. Like when I sat down with David Wenham during his panel at Supernova, all the questions that came his way about Iron Fist, he was very I'm a little bit shameful about my part in this series.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was unfortunate because he is in many ways the better part of that.
Well,
Oh,
I've only watched
season.
episode 1 and I was like, man, he plays a cool villain. I like his character.
He's,
yeah.
and at the majority of that season, you don't know how bad he is on that scale. You know he is a villain to some extent. You don't know if he is the chief villain.
Yeah.
And whether he is or not is still not clear by the end of that season. You still don't know if he is the biggest threat.
Yeah.
In a way. So he played a really nuanced role. Everything else was just flip-flopping
Meh.
between company and superhero and hand and company, superhero, hand,
Yeah.
company, hand, super. It's stay on track.
Yeah.
But again, it's the worst out of the 5 that they've
not-
released so far.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's still really enjoyable.
I was talking to Carlo, but I said the main issue it has is it doesn't have anything that makes it exquisite.
Unique, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's all. It just
No,
doesn't
I
have
agree
that
with that.
Daredevil's got the whole
I guess being the first one, which is a bit of
Yeah.
a cop out,
He
but
is
it has
the Tony,
other
he is the Tony
characters.
Stark of.
yeah, and but Jessica Jones has
You've got
got
other
okay.
characters.
Jessica
you've
Jones
got
has
the
got,
lore aspect. Yeah.
Jessica Jones has got the PTSD and the dark themes, and Luke Cage has got the Harlem stuff going
Yeah.
for it. They've all got different
And a
styles
really great
as well.
Style, that's what it's missing.
'Cause,
Yeah, it doesn't have style. to it.
Because
Or personality.
yeah.
Jessica Jones has the film noir stuff. It feels like a film noir because they intentionally did it. That's where Daredevil feels like a good 90s superhero movie, if that makes sense. Where it's dark but not overly
Which one's that?
Daredevil.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah.
if a group of people from the 90s made something that was good this generation.
Which they never would have done.
Yeah, no. But it feels like that. actually no, the best Batman TV show. That's the way to describe it. It's the best Batman TV show ever.
Yeah, in a way, he is the MCU's Batman.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah.
And I'd probably even say, and it's sad because.
And we're still only talking about season 1, right? We're not talking about season 2.
Oh, and then season 2 just goes balls to the wall. But then Iron Fist, I'm sad because I don't like Arrow. Do any of you guys like Arrow?
I watch it on a regular basis. I enjoy it, but if I don't get too invested because you can't.
Yeah.
It's not good enough
It's
to get too invested.
Same with I was much of The Walking Dead. Like,
I mean, I go there to see Oliver Queen take his shirt off. Like he's got he's
See, I watched.
his body goes right.
I watched
Yeah,
the first 2 seasons. Enjoyed them quite a
I've
bit.
seen all 4 so far.
And then I watched halfway through season 3, and then when he gets stabbed by Ra's al Ghul and thrown off the cliff, I was like, he's not.
I'm still alive. And
then everyone's like, what are we gonna do with it? Oliver Queen. I'm like, he's not dead. You fuck. And I was like, no, I'm out. Peace.
Seriously.
But this is sad that Iron Fist is like the worst version of Arrow, like kinda, because it's very and that's the thing. It's like. It doesn't have a style. Like, it could have been gone for full Chinese. Like, it could have gone like a very...
Which is what I wanted it to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
A lot of people
expected it to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's that.
Yeah. But yeah, so when it comes to Kilgrave, like, every idea that we found so far, I'm actually for.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be okay with him still being alive.
Yeah.
But the way you've put it, that actually sounds pretty intriguing.
It'd be a very Kilgrave-y thing to do.
It would be a very Kilgrave, and it'll be an awesome twist.
Yeah.
And whether that happens at the beginning of the season or the end of the season, I don't care. Like, that would be an amazing
I do
twist.
hope it's either...
I do agree, though.
PTSD.
I think it should be some in PTSD. It should be trauma-related,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's that. We'll go on to our shows segment, which we'll talk about Rick and Morty and Game of Thrones. When we're talking about episode 6 of Game
The
of
only 2 shows that matter.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Pop culture
At the
dictates
moment.
that Game of Thrones and Rick and Morty
Yep.
are the only important things.
I'm also watching Twin Peaks, but it's just frustrating.
Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to try.
I'm tempted to add a segment to the
If
podcast.
you just haven't seen the original yet,
I
don't
don't have the
bother.
mental capacity with uni and something like
I'm
that.
tempted to start a segment on this podcast called Eric Talks...
Tries to explain his frustration with Twin Peaks.
Eric talks, nobody listens but
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty was 2 years. This is 26 years. It's really disappointing.
But, like... Alright, so we'll talk about Rick and Morty first, because that's the easiest one.
Yeah.
As always, spoilers.
Yeah,
for both of
spoilers.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't talk about Game of Thrones without spoiling it at
So,
this late.
yes.
And Rick and Morty...
Also, it's Rick and Morty. You can just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not too hard.
Before we go into it, did you hear about how Adult Swim is no longer going to be streaming it for free?
For free, yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to pay? Which
That's
is-
not going to change anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't paid for Rick and Morty ever.
No.
And I don't think
Netflix?
I mean, no.
technically I've paid.
Keep in mind, well, Netflix is uploading the latest episodes a week after they air.
Yeah,
So
I was...
if you went to wait a week, you can still get
And
them
also,
for free.
like,
well,
not
free,
watching
but you
Rick
can
and
get them
Morty
on
when it
Netflix.
comes
Yeah.
out is like social suicide. Like
Yeah.
people are like, you know what's Rick and...
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones, like you haven't caught up and get
Like,
out.
I got in very late, and I got
No,
castrated
fine.
by a lot of people.
Oh, it's fine
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're not
no.
into it, but once you're into it and you're like, I like Rick and Morty,
Can't
it's
look
Once you're in, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Really fun hole.
Same with Archer.
Also, that's the funny thing
Yeah.
about that's the funny thing about Rick and Morty. I think it's one of the only shows because even if someone who came to me was like, I've never watched Game of Thrones, is it as good as everyone says? I probably would say no.
Yeah.
100%.
Same with Star Wars. Like I've never watched a Star Wars in my life. Is it as good as everyone says? Like no.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
I would, like it's good, but
It's
not.
a cult following.
But Rick
Half
and,
of Star Wars' like greatness comes from its following.
yeah.
And also, like, for us, example,
Just the cult's very
childhood, out like us being essentially, well, in my case, being thrust upon watching this film, watching the
You
film.
will watch it or we will abandon you.
Is essentially.
Would be like the Curb, bitch.
But then it's essentially the whole. Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly how it went down.
That is exactly like. It's a fake threat. But the parents are like, hey, watch
Fake
this
threat?
film.
No, they were 100%.
It's like, hey, watch this film. We watched this when I was a kid. We loved it. I need you to watch this so I can.
So I can validate having kids.
Yeah.
I can know that I raised my child right.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. And then obviously, of course, then the sequels came out, or the prequel sequels,
Yeah.
whatever. Then the new generation came out, and the younger generation went to go watch it, and it was just like a continuous thing.
But
So
the
that's
whole point I was making is I think Rick and Morty is one of the only shows where I think if someone was like, "Is it as great as the hype it is?" I'd be like, "Yes, it
Yes,
is.
100%.
It is it is completely justified." Same with I think Community as well.
It's
which are
so
both
many
damn hard.
layers
Yeah,
of
yeah.
different things.
Like if someone came up to me and was like, "I haven't watched Rick and Morty," like I've been kind of put off because I'm like that as well. If a bunch of people are like, "This show's really great," I'm like, "It's probably not great." Then.
Well, that's
But Rick and
It
Morty was-
depends on who's telling me that.
Yeah.
So do you all probably go watch it, but if someone else like on
I don't trust you. Yeah.
I feel like like if I feel like if my parents come up and said this show's really good, no, not throwing my parents on the bus, but I wouldn't. I'd be like,
I'm on your side with that. Yeah.
Because they've got a probably very different, because of various reasons, very different opinions on stuff.
I mean, I would
Also-
take advice when it comes to entertainment from you guys.
Yeah.
I'm always genuinely curious to hear anyone's opinion on anything. That's why whenever I watch a movie, I'm like, oh, what did you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. But like when it comes to like shows and stuff, if a lot of people like, I think, I wasn't like that with Game of Thrones because I was one. No, I was one of the first to watch it, but I watched.
Before it was cool. I'm Kyle.
As much
I
as
didn't watch it for the sex when I was in high school.
Well, yeah, that was the original, wasn't it?
Well, I had a friend.
By the way, who else is devastated? We've only seen four tits in this season so far. Like, what is that injustice?
As in, like, 4 pairs
Well,
or
like,
4...
no, 4 tits in general. Like, just solitary tits. We've
Is
only
that
seen
like-
4. What an injustice.
I can remember 2.
Yeah, it was, 2 from a body double of Cersei as well.
Oh, yes, I
yeah.
forgot about
For like a third
Wait, didn't we see 3? Haven't we already
Wait,
seen
is that when she
3?
gets up from the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it!
We've only seen 1. We've only seen 3 this season.
Oh, that was a side boob. Shit, there's only 3! I've been cheated!
I think we get the right. Like we don't have enough time, guys. We gotta get to the end. No,
yeah,
but like.
they got to finish the
Well,
last
it's true. I mean, we're
season.
coming from season 1 where you saw Cooch every second episode, and now
God.
you're seeing like barely.
See, I was watching.
What has happened to my show?
I don't recognize this place anymore.
I
have no memory of this place.
I watched Game of Thrones when it was new.
Yeah.
I watched episode 1 the day it aired.
Were you a follower of the books though?
No, but I had a friend in high school. Shout out to my friend in high school. I won't name him because just be safe.
Shout out to someone I won't name.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Maybe you can type it to my phone. It's just speaking.
Oh, you know. Fuck it. Shout out to my friend Andrew.
Okay, yeah.
He got me because he was a big fan of the books, and he was like, "Have you heard of this thing called Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "Nah." And he
Oh,
showed
I was trying to figure out which Andrew you meant. Yeah.
me
yeah,
cool
yeah.
Andrew.
Oh, they're both cool. all the Andrews we know.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna get a
true.
text from an Andrew one day saying,
Yeah.
"So when you said cool Andrew, were you talking about me
Yeah.
or the other one?"
I know all my Andrews.
Also, he may actually watch our podcast.
True.
So
love both
you've just done that to
You
him.
just fucked
I love
yourself,
all
right?
Andrews. Come on. One's
So sorry, there was a really loud noise there that blurred over the entire audio. Then I'm not sure what happened.
Adobe Premiere, guys, and cut it all out. Cut it all my shame. But anyway, like, he got me into it, and he was like, "Oh," because he downloaded shows, but he was like, "I'll give you episode 1. And tell me how I think." And I watched episode 1 when it came out, and then I was a fan from episode 1. But like other shows, like I remember Firefly, I was hesitant to get into because everyone was like, "It's just."
No, I was like that exactly.
Yeah.
It took me, how long has it been since it's come out? Like 15 years?
You still haven't seen it?
No,
No, I
I
watched
got
it-
it.
I watched
I
it-
forced Danny to watch
Good boy,
Firefly.
good
I
boy.
watched it
You're a
at
good boyfriend.
the beginning of this year, I think.
Good.
And even you didn't even get hooked straight away. It took you till the episode Out of Gas to get
Yeah.
into it. Which
I
is
was in that original team that was into Firefly before it became this
the
massive
following
thing.
it has.
And when you're watching, before it's a cult following, you don't have that same attitude about. I adored it, but I was never screaming it from the rooftops.
Now
I
I'm
scream it
like-
from the rooftops now because it's a cult classic.
Yeah,
But
because
back then it was just like a really, really good show.
And it's my favorite show now as well.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you got into Game of Thrones in the first episode. I had to watch it about 3 times.
I was
Yeah.
well. I wasn't like this is amazing, but like this is pretty cool. And then it was the third episode of
It's
like,
just so much. It's
Yeah.
so daunting.
Yeah.
First season.
and then like
When about was that though? So when did you get into it? Like from season 1?
season 1.
How about you, Eric?
Must have been. I think season 3 had just wrapped up.
I'm in the same.
Because
with
a
you.
lot of people I knew were getting into it when season 2 was starting.
Mm.
So like
Oh, wow,
I had
got in late.
I had friends who were like Game of Thrones is so cool, right? And then I was like, fuck off.
You don't love it as much as I.
Yeah, because people still talk about the Red Wedding, but I know season 4 definitely hadn't aired yet. So
Yeah.
that must have been when I got into it. So
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
late 2013
'Cause
to early 2014.
I binged from episode 3 of Game of Thrones. Because I left him a while because I didn't have good internet, so I had to wait until my friends got me for them, and he didn't give me a few for a while. So after episode 3, I didn't have any until 9, or until 10. I binged episode 4 till 10 in a night, and
That is an achievement, right?
and I didn't mean to. I was like, cause we all had MacBooks. We all had MacBooks in high school, so we were like, I was like, I'll watch one and go to bed, and I was in bed just like, next one, next one.
That's like me with Marvel Netflix.
Next
Oh
one.
god.
Dude.
That's like me with House
Dude.
of Cards, dude.
I showed my mum it, and honest to God, we would watch a season a night consecutive.
My parents did the
That's
same
what I
thing.
like with my
I got my
It's brutal.
I got my parents into Game of Thrones. I didn't watch it with them because when I was 15. I'm like, I'm not watching Game of Thrones.
When
with you.
season 7 aired, we saw the first episode as it came out, and in the time between, because this was in the middle of the holidays when that happened, between the airing of episode 1 airing of episode 2, my brother went and watched all 6 seasons.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow,
That's
Like,
60.
it was
That's
all-
60
Yeah,
hours.
like legit. Like
of
in that
entertainment.
one, or maybe it was 1.5, like 2 weeks. But in that time, he just completely
See, my
tore
parents,
himself
I
up.
got them into it, and then because my mum works, she was like, I'll watch it on. I'll start watching it on a weekend. So Friday came along, and I was like, oh, you guys watching? I saw them watching it. I'm like, that's cool. Went into my room. I think I stayed up all night playing. I think Mass Effect. I don't know what I was playing.
Yeah, boy.
And I woke up. I woke up at like 12, and I was like, fucking Game of Thrones. And I went back into the thing, and I was like, they were at the Battle of Blackwater. I'm like,
Oh, good
And
episode.
I'm like- this is a Battle of Blackwater. And the season 4 was up at the moment, and season 3 was halfway through, and I was like,
They didn't know what was
and Mum was like, we haven't slept yet, and I'm like,
Oh,
wow, I couldn't.
you
even-
should have been so proud in
Oh,
that moment.
Matt was just like, yeah, no, we were there. And then by the end of halfway through the day, they were like, oh yeah, we've caught up. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, it was like me where
Hashtag so proud.
I was just hearing about your story, saying how you guys got in at like season 2, season 3. I didn't get in until season 5.
Yeah, you were late.
I binged.
You were like, I guess I should watch Game of
Season
Thrones.
3 is like, I guess, the kind of jumping point because so many people were talking about the Reigns of Castamere.
Yeah.
It was just a, like, it was
Well,
a
that was the
constant
thing. It was like the whole.
I think a lot of people came on board after hearing, half the
Probably a lot of people- I
half
think a lot of
the
people
Western
jumped
world
off.
went
Just
into a
crying,
sudden,
yeah.
half the Western world has gone and dipped into a sudden depression. I wonder
God,
why. Oh, it's about
yeah.
this show. Maybe
I
we
think-
should watch
I
it.
think Japan's like, do they have a Dragon Quest now?
That's awfully topical, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that was the
Ew.
thing, is that I got in not until season 5. I think I binged seasons 1 to 4 in about 2 days.
That's Jesus.
yeah.
Bloody hell.
That's
Yeah.
40 hours. That's. Did you
Yeah.
sleep?
Yeah, I didn't go to bed
What to
until
sleep?
about 2 a.m. It was during my gap year between high school
Did
and
you
uni.
get up at like 6 a.m. or like,
No,
back
I
at
didn't-
it again?
No, I
Damn, Danielle.
I woke up at about like
Back at it again with the Game of Thrones.
I woke up at about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And
Friday.
Didn't go to bed until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Good girl.
And then did the exact same. And then did the exact same thing the next night. And I was like,
I
I'm
might
caught up.
rename this topic to our was it?
The Insomniacs.
Yeah, no, not Insomniacs. So I just rename this segment to like Show Binging Anonymous.
Yeah.
Sleepless nights.
So it's like, hi, my name is Kai, and I've recently binged all of Marvel in a day.
Okay.
Oh man,
It's
but yeah,
better when you share.
we'll
No
actually
one's judging you here.
we'll actually start talking about Rick and Morty now.
Yes, we should.
I'm
So
sorry.
so
I
it's-
started.
You asked for it when you called this show Ramblers.
I know. This is the most rambler one.
I know
I've
it is.
Yeah.
had. So the episode of Rick and Morty is episode 4.
3.
3, 4?
No,
Oh, it's
4.
4, yeah,
Four.
because...
Oh, true. They
Yeah,
released special early. That's right.
yeah.
So this one is essentially Rick and Morty get pulled on an adventure by essentially the Avengers.
The Space Avengers.
The Space
Dude,
Avengers.
The Guardians of the
Their
Galaxy.
logo-
That's all we have.
Their logo is literally Avengers logo turned
Yeah,
upside down.
and I love how essentially Rick gets really annoyed because Morty's all like, "Oh, I love these guys," and he's like, and it's. I feel like this is Dan
Were
Harmon.
you about to do an impression? I want to hear your impression. you were about to do an
Were you
impression
about-
of Rick.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
You felt like the alcoholism.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like this episode was inspired a lot by Dan Harmon's disliking of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Do
I have heard it,
you
yeah.
listen to the Harmontown podcast at all?
No, I haven't.
You really, it's really. I was listening to it on the way here.
Mm.
It's really fantastic.
Oh, really?
It's absolutely excellent. You get a lot of insight into Dan Harmon's mind,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well,
and it's how he
Well,
works.
he recently just did an episode with the Game Grumps.
Yes,
and we watched that.
He was talking about that in the podcast. I
Yeah,
just came back.
and,
From,
he, and he was like had 5-minute long rants every 10 minutes.
yeah, it's,
like
it's,
he was
it's
just like
extremely insightful. Yeah.
He's so
But
simple, though.
this isn't the first time. Like, have we ever watched Community all the way through? Right.
I haven't seen it really.
complete, like not completely.
Alright,
but
so the very
essentially, yeah.
last-
Wait, have you seen every season of Community?
Yeah.
Okay.
The very last episode, there's a few lines of dialogue where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I've
with,
heard
between Joel and Annie, where they're like, I can't remember the exact thing, but it's like, and we don't get everyone likes those Marvel movies, and like keep
Yeah.
saying it, and like Dan Harmon's always allude to how
There's
he
so
hates
much
it, yeah.
stuff in the last episode, yeah.
Yeah.
It's chucking.
And I feel this is like the culmination of him being like, I really fucking hate just the MCU, just cinematic universes in general, and how lame it is. So like this whole episode is just like an anti superhero episode.
I think,
And
I think it's the
fucking-
best one of the season.
I loved it. It was great, and I love the fake out again at the very end because like
Oh, it's good.
because like
Oh, yeah.
all the death traps that Morty has to survive, and he doesn't because he's been palling around with Rick so long that he just knows
You
what
just
to
know.
do.
I just love it. It's
I
like,
love the line where it's like...
Morty, how many
there's a-
times have you?
There's like a 40%...
Too many times, Rick. Too many times.
It's like there's a 40% chance this neutron bomb won't even go off. So
Yeah.
Which is one of my other friends pointed out that that's a reference to the very first episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah?
Remember how it opens where Rick lands and he's like all drunk and he's like, Rick.
Oh, yeah,
Morty,
the bomb in the
bomb,
flying car. Yes, I remember that.
And that like so that's like a reference to that.
I completely missed that.
But I loved it at the end because like there's Newt the
Who the hell is Newt?
Noob Noob, which is the replacement apparently to like
Poopy butthole.
Poopy butthole.
Yeah.
At the moment at least.
I love that. I love
Rest
that
in
shot.
peace.
I love
Remember the
that.
silence of Poopy
I love that
butthole?
shot where they find Rick in like the table and there's like diarrhea everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
like
that was
Noob's
worse.
like oh like
I just
hey guys I'm ready for my adventure. It's like Noob
Nope.
we've got another task for you.
Cleaning up. You're gonna clean up Rick's literal shit.
He's like oh.
Just a shout out to the animators. That is the best animated diarrhea I
Oh
have
my
ever
God,
seen.
Yeah.
it was-
Like kudos to you guys.
But like, I love at the end where it's like
it's a thankless job, but you're
where-
doing it the
I
best.
love at the end where like Rick was like it's like Morty it's like I'm a bit jealous and I do stuff when I'm drunk. It's like it's okay but Noob I fucking love you Noob. And Morty's just like
God
Morty's
damn
just
it.
fuck you.
looks
Yeah.
absolutely heartbroken, just completely pissed off.
Yeah.
It's
The
great.
classic Rick, again, even in his drunkenness, avoiding sharing his feelings again. But
I
you
do
guys-
like the idea that like you get drunk Rick,
Yeah.
and then you get smashed Rick because
Yeah.
Rick's always drunk. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You get drunk Rick, and then you get smashed Rick. They're actually different characters.
Yeah.
There's not like they're just two versions of the same person. They're legitimately different characters.
I like that things a lot. I was talking to someone who's like, and even in the end, he avoids like giving emotion to Morty. I'm like, I still think that he was, and even in his drunken state, like he still hates Jerry. So that's why he said new at the end. He was
Yeah.
just like that is still like he's again dodging the bullet again, even in his most drunken state. But did you guys like the episode?
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved it.
Great.
Best one
I'm
this
loving this
yeah.
season. Like, I'm not sure why, but they seem to be delving more into the emotional side of them all, and I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love about it. On the surface, it's just very crude,
Yeah.
humor, and that anyone can really just get
They
behind.
can just jump in any episode
Oh,
if they want
100%.
to.
100%.
Yeah.
But then if you go deeper, and especially this season, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You notice a
I-
hell of a lot
I-
more
I
things
feel like
going
that's-
on about his
I-
psyche.
And I feel like this is more of... I think Dan Harmon's got a bit more control on Rick and Morty now. Because Justin Roiland... You can really tell
mostly
that...
doing voice
You
work.
can really tell that Justin Roiland was just like... In the first seasons, that was essentially his child and Dan Harmon helped him raise it. But Dan Harmon's like... I know how to further these characters in a really cool way that
Yeah.
will make people go, fuck. So he's like... I feel like he's got... Especially if you watch Community, you can tell this is definitely a Dan.
I completely forget that he worked on Community as well.
Well, he didn't work on it, he created Community.
Yeah.
That's his baby.
It went massively downhill when he was he was fired, wasn't he, for a season?
No, he left for creative differences
Okay.
because the writers stayed, but the producers were like, Dan Harmon, you're causing problems.
And I mean that's
yeah.
one of probably the biggest crash in a show I've ever seen.
Yeah, because the first 3 seasons of Community are gold.
Yeah.
And then season 4 is
Just
fucking
crashing,
atrocious.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Dan Harmon comes back and
it just picks up
5
straight
and
away,
6
yeah.
are amazing. But but season 4 did irreparable damage to the whole series, so it essentially led to it being killed.
I need to get into comedian. I haven't seen
It's
it.
probably I don't want to overhype it, but it's probably excluding Rick and Morty, the best written comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
in terms
cool.
of being a sitcom.
Cool.
I'd say it's one of the best proper cult shows because you could say
Yeah.
saying like Seinfeld's a cult show. I'm like,
Yeah.
everyone loves Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Seinfeld was
Oh,
so
I got really late into I used to hate Seinfeld. Even now,
Seinfeld's great.
I'm still not a big fan of it. It's
I love it because I'm a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld, like
Yeah.
the guy, so I love the show.
but yes, continue.
But no,
Rick and Morty,
Oh, yeah, really good episode.
amazing,
Yeah.
fun, awesome.
I really hope they keep going down this path
Yeah.
of just
Well,
every
yeah.
episode kind of scraping away another layer of Rick
Yeah.
and kind of
Yeah.
getting down to what makes him tick because
And
there's a
also-
lot of stuff here that is diving into so many
And also,
insecurities.
with the whole, obviously the family thing is another subplot.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
I love how the family. Well, the last episode it wasn't really. This was more about the Rick Morty relationship,
Yeah.
but
That's
but
why I liked it the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the strongest.
every other episode's been very focused on the family drama. I know there's been some people who've been like, but I really liked it. I'm like, I want to see how all these adventures affect the family and all
yeah,
that shit.
yeah. Have you guys seen the promo for the next?
No,
I
but
try and
I
keep
know
out
of
promos.
it.
You know of it?
I've seen Naked Jerry. That's all
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah.
It's I think it's.
And he's like, it's got no time for clothes, and that's all I've seen.
It just drag him out of bed. It's like, Jerry and Jerry. Oh fuck! Rick and Jerry episode. Rick and
Yeah.
Jerry episode. Just
Yeah.
running out the door.
Oh.
Yeah, so it seems to be a solo between them two, which will be interesting because there's two most insecure characters on that show.
Yeah.
Oh god.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
I love that episode in Rick and Morty where there's like the Jerry daycare.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
That's great.
There's a Jerry daycare and there's a a Morty daycare.
No, Morty's don't have a daycare.
There's not a daycare.
No.
Oh no, but the Morty
But
get
every-
mixed up. Every Rick has a Morty.
Yeah, every Rick has
Yes.
a Morty. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Have you guys seen the theory that
Rick
The
is
Rick
Morty.
that
Morty
is
is
Rick.
Rick?
Yeah.
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 It's actually a pretty good
Wait, what?
theory. There's a theory out there
Oh yeah.
that Morty is actually a
Younger
young Rick,
version of Rick.
like a very young
Are we
Rick.
going to say the one that evil Morty is this Rick's original Morty?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You guys
that's
know
a
That's
good one.
cool.
That's why, because he's the Rickest Rick,
Yeah.
so he would do something that bad, and that's why this Morty wants to get revenge
Yeah.
on him. Because
The
apparently
Morty
he's
is
going to
Morty.
come back, because they've talked about
I
that
would
in
love
the-
him to come back.
Yeah.
Like they don't leave any.
Yeah.
They don't leave any loose
The-
ends.
They
in
do
the show.
mention, yeah, they do. He's
Yeah.
going to come back in the
The
season.
Mortiest,
sweet.
the Mortiest Morty.
Yeah.
No, like
Morty's Morty the Rick is
the
Rick.
big, like
Yeah.
the theory is like you haven't heard is that Morty is actually a young Rick. So the whole reason why the Ricks look after the Mortys is to grow them
Groom
into
them.
Protect themselves, I
Mortys.
guess,
Yes,
yeah.
and like there's all these things like they're in the episode 1 of season 3, young Rick is wearing blue pants and Morty
It's-
always wears blue
yeah.
pants and all that stuff. And there's in one episode there's like a very quick visual reference of a young Morty that looks like a Rick.
And he's dressed up in Rick clothes.
Yeah, so
And
it's like
he has like the
It's
spiky
in the scene
hair.
where they're in the Council of Ricks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like
it's just like a.
it's a very big fan.
He just walked by.
It's one of those fan theories where I'm like, there's actually a lot of evidence to support
hell
this. So it'd be pretty cool.
I wouldn't be opposed to
I
that.
think Dan Harmon's Ursa Kamani is actually so like one fan theory out there. Who knows which one? He has loved so much. He's actually put it in the show.
Yeah.
That's pretty
As
cool.
like
I like
that
that.
was
yeah.
not planned in first. Like I don't think if it's this one, I don't think it will be the one that they're the same person because that would have to be seeded from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But he has said there's one that between season 2 and 3, the fan theory out that he's loved so much he's actually put in the
Yeah.
show, which is
That's
really cool.
So that's Rick and Morty. Game of Thrones episode 5 came out last week.
Not
We're
too
not gonna
confused with
talk-
episode 6,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
It's going to be tough to differentiate. Listen, if you bitches spoil me on
Nah.
anything, I will.
Yeah.
You guys
slap
just
you.
have to lead the conversation, because I'm the only one that's seen it. If you guys lead, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
So this episode was a very build-up-y episode.
Yeah.
It's very exposition heavy,
But it was a lot of bombshells.
there's a lot of bombshells.
Actually, I'd say no. There's one bombshell.
Couple.
There's a couple.
Okay, alright. So
There is one that stands out above the rest.
Oh,
just
yeah.
before we keep going, spoilers again.
Yes.
Well,
So
time.
the big
Just, yeah.
the big reveal of this episode is that so Sam is having a bit of a rant. He's getting a bit mad. About,
Oh, yeah, I can't remember this episode. I thought you were going to
There's
say
bloody 2,964
Self-
shits.
yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Step, Sam.
Steps.
It's
That
step.
number was
Steps.
step.
Steps.
But like,
Rage quit.
what's his woman's name again?
Gilly.
Gilly. She's
What's
like,
his woman's
Come
name?
on, just think ghillie suit.
yeah, that's true. So she's reading a
She
book.
blends in the background, just like a ghillie suit.
Well then,
Oh, that's pretty good.
that's true.
You know it's true.
So Gilly is reading this book and she comes across this bit where it's like this maester did like essentially
No, she first asks what an annulment is,
Annulment,
and then
yeah.
Sam explains that it's when you remove
Your wife.
You
Yeah,
put aside your lawful
you
wife.
get a
Yeah.
divorcee.
Divorce.
But like get on that divorce horse.
Hey.
But so like the whole thing is like she essentially 90% confirms the theory that Rhaegar
Not only that Rhaegar had sex
Yeah.
and had John,
Well,
but
yeah.
that they
loved each other.
legally they loved each other, so they got a
So it
legal
wasn't rape,
marriage,
yeah.
and that Jon Snow is, in some sense, has more entitlement to the throne
Well, no, he
than
totally
Daenerys.
does then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Because
it's-
Rhaegar is the oldest son,
100%
and
does,
so
yeah.
his oldest, yeah.
Wouldn't it be
Well, actually, hang on. I'll clarify that because from season 6 when we got the first kind of tease that
Yeah.
R plus L equals J, that was pretty much confirmed.
That's stupid.
They went on the website. If you go on the Games on the website, there was actually a family tree that showed
Yeah,
that Rhaegar and Lyanna equals Jon, which made sense.
Yeah.
But even knowing that, he was still a bastard.
Yes.
He was a bastard. They were born out of wedlock. He was half Targaryen, half Stark.
Apparently.
So that still meant he had no claim to the throne.
Yeah.
He was still a Targaryen with Daenerys, but
Yeah.
Daenerys was still going to be. On
But
the top.
because this is a
But now
secret
after this-
marriage.
exactly right. So now after the marriage has been pretty much consummated and official, and because in the Westerosi world, you consummate by sex, that's what happened. So he's actually a legitimate Targaryen. Which
and
case he
has
is,
Stark
yes.
blood, and has obviously legit Stark blood
Yeah.
in him, and legit Targaryen.
Yes.
Does that mean he would be a king in the north and the king
Well,
of dragons?
I think as much as it'd be cool to see Jon sitting on the Iron Throne, I don't think it's in his character.
No.
I can totally see, unless either of them die, I can totally see how the whole Game of Thrones is going to end. If Daenerys and Jon are alive, Jon's going to be like, let me have the North.
Jon
Yeah.
will be the Ned, and Daenerys will be the Robert.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she'll be like,
Yes.
and he'll be like, let me have the North.
Oh, that's such a cool-
we'll have a full allegiance. Like we will be like full cooperation, but
Yep.
let me have the North, and I'll be up there and like, and she'll be like, you know what? We've worked together. We killed the Walkers.
And it will be that.
We took Westeros.
Yeah.
I'll let you have the North,
But-
but you have to be in full.
Well, that's the
allegiance.
thing, because now there's another cog in there, because I've found they've got Gendry back.
Yeah,
But I don't think Gendry
You
wants
actually-
anything to do with the throne.
he just wants to.
Yeah, but he is still next in line. Like,
I
when you
know,
consider.
but-
So that's where the element
But
comes
also,
in.
Daenerys is getting pretty fond of burning people.
Oh
I
gosh,
feel like
she's gone crazy.
So Gendry's just like,
No, Dickon!
Dickon Rising.
oh.
Poor Dickon.
Oh yeah, people. Yeah, I'd love that scene in the new episode where
You better not say when Dickon dies.
Dickon does!
when Jaime goes back to King's Landing.
Also, wait, could we just say that? How did you guys feel about just like, oh, Bronn just swam and got Jamie? It's fine, it's all fine.
I
hate
hate
it.
I don't want
I
to
hate
talk
it.
about this. Can we
Who
not talk
cares?
about this? Can we please not talk about
I
this?
don't.
I
Mind,
told you that. I said it was just for a cool shot.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
know.
look good.
See, I don't mind it because Jamie's my favorite character. and,
Agreed.
like,
I'm with you on that.
See, Jamie isn't my favourite character, and I hate that he just didn't die when he was supposed
See,
to.
I don't want him to die yet because I don't think it's his time to die.
Well, there's a lot of speculation out there that he is actually Azor Ahai,
Yeah, it's just really
He's
cool.
what?
the prince that was promised.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was born again with ash and smoke,
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's the whole thing out there, but there's a lot of characters. I think the show's going to pull a multiple character as the prince kind of thing, which I'm fine with. But when it comes to characters,
Harry Potter did it.
Yep.
There's two chosen ones.
Yes,
Yep.
there is.
It's
And
not
it-
just like it's not a fan theory like J.K. Rowling. No, the Neville and Harry are both chosen ones.
Yes.
Like they both fit the prophecy. Like
And it's like,
Yeah.
if
it's just Harry's the one who acted on it.
It's like if Harry died, or if Harry wasn't born, or if Harry was killed,
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Because like in
Neville Longbottom
random
was
Harry
the
Potter
thing.
thing, but like literally every sign of the prophecy in Harry Potter, both Harry and Ned go through it at the same time.
Neville.
Oh, Neville.
Tap tap. Oh god.
So that both Harry and Neville go through both of the thing. Like the Sorting Hat chooses Neville and shows him the sword. Same with Harry and all that
Yeah.
shit. So it's like even I think in a press conference, J.K. was like, "My bad, sorry."
JK was
JK.
like, JK, there's two of them!
J.K. was just
Yeah.
like, J.K. was like,
Sorry, that was bad.
she's like, no, like, people were like, what do you think about the theories where it's like Neville and Harry are both chosen? It's like, it's not theories.
It's
They're both the
true.
chosen one. Like, they're both the
Yeah.
same thing. And then they're like, oh, thank you.
Because the Half-Blood Prince in the books is Neville.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
is
it's
it,
Snape.
is it still
Still
Snape?
It's
Yeah,
Snape.
yeah.
It's
Is
always
it?
Snape. 'Cause
No, wait, so
no,
what
it's
is
always
the...
Snape because Snape's a mudblood.
Oh, yeah, he's two.
I think his mother was. No, his mother was a wizard and
His father was the muggle.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a mother. And then Harry's dad used to make fun of him for it. 'Cause-
That's
'cause
right,
Harry's
yeah, in
dad,
that flashback.
Because Harry's dad was pure blood, essentially.
Blech. Yeah,
And you're like, man, Harry's dad was a dick, even though he was
Yeah.
really nice.
he was a bully. Damn bullies.
Yeah, but no, yeah, this episode gave us. I love the conversation between Jamie and Cersei. Where Cersei's like,
Which one?
the one where she
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
double.
where she was like, we'll just buy mercenaries, and Jamie's like, bitch.
There's
Not gonna matter the
dragons.
colour.
Look, you see this dried ash on my armor right now?
Okay,
we
so
had a big army, and she came. I love. He's like, it's like, even without the dragons, he's like, I've never seen Dothraki fight.
It's
like,
sport.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's
yeah.
just like, and I love how Jamie's like, he's not just like, oh, Cersei, alright. He's like, no, we can't win this battle.
No, yeah.
And Cersei's like, I like the fact that at the end Cersei's like, you're right, but we can win it in other ways. And I'm like, people are gonna die
I
hard.
want to say one thing.
I'm just like, Daenerys and Jon don't go to King's Landing, don't.
Yeah, no, I want to say one
You're
thing.
gonna die.
That moment when Cersei's like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." I don't think that's Jamie's baby.
I've got so many theories on
Okay.
that. That's the
I've got-
most interesting thing.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's
I
Cersei's
like
baby because
yeah.
I think it's just her being like,
She's only prophesized to have 3 children.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Although
about
she
this.
has already had one
Okay.
with Robert. That
Yeah,
time,
but that wasn't also born with the golden crown.
yeah,
That was
okay.
Robert, so it was brown hair. So the
Oh,
idea was that
yeah.
she was going to have 3 kids, golden crown, golden shroud, that's
Yeah.
fine. My so do you not think she's pregnant at all? Do you think she's just manipulating?
I
or do
think
you-
she may either be pregnant with somebody else and
Yep.
she's
I don't
just
think
saying
that's
that
the
it's
case.
Jamie's kid. Because then the whole thing is when she hugged him, she was like, "Don't betray me again."
So you think she's manipulating?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I definitely think she's manipulating, but I also think that she is legitimately with child.
Okay.
That it is Jamie's.
Yeah.
I just don't think she's going to bring the child to term.
No.
Because the prophecy does say 3 children.
Yeah.
Also, one, if it is Jamie's, obviously they're inbred.
Yeah.
2, she's, mid-40s? The older a woman gets, the more likely to have complications.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head.
It's 12,
Because for me, when I read that, when I saw that, and I kind of thought about more, either 2 possibilities come up, and both of them don't include that baby ever being born.
Yeah.
1, she gets killed before the baby is born.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
Or at least she
I
gets
think
some of
she's.
those
or at least she
big
gets
players.
stabbed in the stomach.
No,
Like,
here's what I think. I think she could get stabbed in something similar to like the Red Wedding kind of style, but I think she's gonna have a miscarriage. Because the prophecy continues that it isn't really gone into in the show, but it is
Yeah.
gone into in the books.
Well,
that-
they've had that one thing where you see the prophecy person talking to a young Cersei.
Yes, but this final part of the prophecy isn't in the
Oh,
series. Because they do cut it off.
Oh.
They cut off that flashback with the what's it called, Lady Crane or whatever it
Yeah.
is, laughing, and they cut it off there. And there's actually more to that prophecy.
Oh, okay.
And that is when when you have finished drowning in your tears, the Valerian word for little brother will strangle the life from your body.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So everyone's kind of
Uh,
gone on saying, okay, well here we go, Tyrion's going to end up killing Cersei.
No.
I disagree. I think it's going to be
Another
Jamie.
Because he's also the little
I
brother.
think it's going to be Jamie because
Yeah.
he's a little brother by a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And she hasn't actually properly mourned her 3 children,
no.
so she hasn't drowned her tears. She's going to have a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from that, because that's her final hope for continuing her dynasty.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 of them left. If this child doesn't get born, she's going to be absolutely ruined.
Yeah, dead.
And that's going to be the drowned in tears moment, and that's when Jamie's going to, through some eventuality that's going to lead Jamie to that point. I do think that Jamie's going to be the one
It
that kills
also
her.
could be interpreted as like she could die at childbirth as well.
Yep.
Because strangled by like your
But
little brother.
Just
could
Little
like-
brother though, little brother.
No, but I was thinking it could. Was it your
Oh,
little
my-
brother or a little brother? Because it could be like the
The
miscarriage. could be a-
translation is
Oh.
murky
'Cause
because it's
didn't,
Valerian.
Because I was gonna say it could.
then-
The Valerian word for little brother.
Oh, I
so
was going
I'm
to say
not sure.
another thing is, Tyrion kills his mum, and I think they say because his head's so big, because he's such a, his head's so big because he's a dwarf.
Yeah.
Inbreds have, I can't remember what it's called, but
It's a
they
higher-
have like
They do have a higher rate of malformities.
shaped skulls, yeah,
Absolutely,
and that could kill her,
I
So it
also-
could be at birth, you think?
Yeah,
that's
I
what
also
does,
think
maybe.
that like it could be like something like her miscarriage could be like a boy, and that could kill her, and that's
Yeah.
like strangled
So it's
by a
the little brother of
Yeah,
the
like
other
the- of
children.
her
you're
other
thinking. Yeah,
children. That
could
could
that's
be
another
way.
way.
I think
that works
another
too.
thing which I'm wondering if it's a possibility is we see what's his other hand's name, Qyburn.
Qyburn.
He's in there a couple times. Jamie says, "What's he doing in there?" She says, "Oh, he's my hand." She knows that if she is a child of Jamie, it doesn't have much of a chance. She's got Qyburn to knock her up
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Okay.
and plus another thing we know is gone back to like the books. It's not in the show. Jamie's only ever been with Cersei. Cersei's been with other men besides Jamie. She's been
Yeah.
with her cousin. I think she's been with others.
Yeah.
She
was
says
with-
she finds Robert like attractive when they were married. Yeah,
There's a couple of there was the one Lannister that became one of the
yeah, Lancel. Yeah,
Lancel, that's
Cousin,
one.
yeah.
yeah. So she does sleep around, but we haven't really seen. Like, here's the thing: like, I can see the Qyburn theory in a way, but it's going to be really cheap of the show to kind of say, "Surprise! You are not the father," and you don't see her
Yeah,
doing
no, that
anything
makes
else.
sense.
Like, I understand this was a shorter season,
Yeah, no.
but they need to have some hints of her doing other things if they're going to lead into
Yeah.
that. I think at least.
I am sort of dreading because in episode 6, that Cersei and Jamie are not in the episode at all. They're just straight up. They're not there. I'm wondering if like episode 7 is just going to show her and she's just going to be noticeably.
You think, like, a
pregnant.
big
yeah,
jump
because
in
the way
time?
it jumps. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they've been doing some massive time jumps this
Yeah, they are.
episode.
Time doesn't really matter on that show anymore.
Yeah.
For the well, see, it doesn't matter until it does matter, which is, listen, it's okay. Euron can go anywhere in the sea, but that's
And the
fine.
Night
But
King's
the
gonna
Night
take
King's
the Lord's
coming quickly!
Yeah.
See, I don't care about the time traveling in that show. I don't care about that as long as the show doesn't use time against me,
Oh,
which
yeah.
it does every single time it brings up the White Walkers, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
With the rest of that time about the time dumps, I couldn't care less.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with time. They don't have the time to draw things out anymore.
Yep.
If they had maybe a third season.
But
Yeah.
they're ending it on their own volition though.
No, I know,
don't
which
get that.
it's either means I'm a bit scared that because we're almost done with this season. We've only got 6 episodes after.
We got
this
2
season.
left, well, 1, but we've got 2
Yeah.
left, yeah.
But like we're almost done. With the
Officially, we've
season.
got 2 left.
Things are gonna get rushed through something
Yeah.
hard because there's so many side arcs that haven't that only feel like they've been half resolved, and I feel like
Yeah.
they're gonna do a big culling episode where they're gonna be like, well,
Episodes like this, the show gets things along quick. Episode 6 does continue that. I'd say.
Oh, good.
Like, yeah, it does definitely. It does set up the final.
oh, that's
yeah.
good. Well, that's Game of Thrones.
That's Game of Thrones.
So main topic time.
Yes.
HellBlade Senua's Sacrifice.
Woo!
But okay, so Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice
Yeah,
came out
boy.
a week ago, I think.
August 8th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about a week ago.
Yeah.
About a week ago.
We've all played it all. Me, Eric, and Chris have finished it. Danny's gone, watched me play half of it.
I
and
got
then
up to
fell
a point and then I was too tired.
Bitch.
So you'll stay up for Game of Thrones, we won't stay up for...
We didn't watch Game of Thrones. And then,
No, that's mean like you pull all-nighters on your Game of Thrones when it comes
Yeah.
to...
Yeah.
But Hellblade, a great
It's full
game.
of disappointments this episode.
I was like motivated 17-year-old Danny at that time.
Yeah, with nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will talk spoiler-free for a bit.
At first, yeah, sure.
So essentially review the game, see how we all think about it, and then after that, we'll go spoiler because we cannot talk about this game properly.
Oh, absolutely not.
Without going into depth. So, how did we all... Hellblade is a game created by Ninja Theory. These guys who made Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, Odyssey of the West, and the
DMC.
most recent Devil May Cry game. So, pretty acclaimed... Not acclaimed, but well-known.
Got a fan base for sure.
Yeah, they got...
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they've made some good games, like I like DMC.
Oh, like Enslaved.
I know you've been playing Heavenly Sword, Eric. Have you played
Yes.
Heavenly Sword, Chris?
This will be the first Ninja Theory game I've played, I believe.
Hellblade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So before we go in, what did you think of Heavenly Sword, Eric?
Oh, Heavenly Sword.
Yeah.
I've
Is it
not
heavenly?
put any more hours into it since we
Oh,
discussed
okay,
it
fair
last.
enough.
I just haven't had the time to.
Fair enough. So this is essentially a spiritual... When I say spiritual successor, I mean very loosely a
Very,
spiritual
very, very loosely.
successor.
And even they've
To
said
Heavenly
that.
Sword.
It's like,
Yeah.
we like the name.
Yeah.
It's our successor.
Yeah.
From what I've played of it, yeah, it's just the name.
Yeah.
And you have swords.
So what
That's it.
Hellblade is
Yeah.
essentially, it takes place in Norse mythology, or Celtic mythology.
Or both.
Yeah, both, yeah.
Yeah, technically both.
So you play as a chick called Senua, who has... She's essentially this warrior who's lost the love of her life, and he's been sent to Hell, or Helheim.
Dillian.
Dillian, yes.
She says it so much.
Dang.
That'd be a fun drinking game, actually. Take a drink every time she says Dillian.
Oh no. You'd
I
actually,
think
you'd
you're
actually
gonna
get
walk out of that
psychosis.
gaming session with mental problems. I'll tell you that.
You actually would get
That much
psychosis.
alcohol in you.
So she goes on an adventure to get him back. Also, she has a bunch of psychosis, like, and anxiety and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So,
Not John
She has a
Stamos.
bunch of psychosis like anxiety. No, I'm
And-
sorry, man. I don't mean to put you out of this.
that's okay.
And what is it? So schizophrenia.
She has heaps. Like,
Well, I mean, the primary one, the diagnosis is actually she's got psychosis. Like that's the
Yeah.
diagnosis. But yes, there are elements of anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is probably the most significant
Yeah.
one there.
Yeah.
so yeah, essentially, it's a very, not small, but very, like,
It's a
contained
small scale
adventure,
yeah,
hack
yeah.
and slasher, kinda.
Yeah.
Even though there's not a lot of combat. But,
They've called it a kind of an indie AAA, is what
yeah,
their
that's what you
term
said last
used it
podcast.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put up,
Yeah.
it's an indie AAA.
Yeah,
So what do we all think about it?
I loved it.
Without
I liked
spoiling it, yeah.
you loved your half.
No, I watched up until like the last 15, 20 minutes
Oh,
of it.
no.
No?
You've missed 4
Yeah,
hours.
apparently- it sounds like you missed
really?
quite a bit.
You fell asleep when I beat the shard trials.
Yeah, that's like the
God.
halfway point.
That-
That's like halfway. Well, that's like through like second, third.
God
You still
damn
got a
it.
full third.
So you missed, and also you missed the most hectic part.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
know.
the most balls to the wall, and you're
Yeah.
gonna have it spoiled, because I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll get back
Oh
to that.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
We'll come back to
So
that.
do we all like Hellblade?
Yeah.
What do we like
It's
about it?
it's my sneak game of the year so far.
I think I've
And
put
this
it
is
up
a
there, yeah.
year that we've got Horizon and Zelda.
This
and
year has been, before we talk Hellblade, this has been a fucking great year of gaming.
it's been pretty
Like,
nuts.
I haven't played Horizon, but I've played like
Huh?
Persona.
Oh, yeah,
I've,
Horizon's
so
I've played
good.
Persona 5, and that's one of my favorite games
Yeah.
ever. Neo, fucking amazing. Neo Automata, which I'd probably say is one of
God,
the best
yeah,
games
Nier
ever
Automata is
made.
amazing.
We have had some downfalls like Andromeda, but
Yeah.
like we've had other great games. There's been a few other Resident Evil 7 this
Yeah.
year.
It's been pretty bonkers, and
And now Hellblade, add that. to
it really
fucking-
surprised me after I finished playing the game.
Oh, Legend of Zelda as well.
I went in like especially Legend of Zelda. Like I came out of this game, I was thinking this might be like it's not. And we'll get into that part later when it comes to all the spoilers. But yeah, I absolutely adore this game, and for numerous reasons.
What I love about it is it's such a simple, in terms of design and gameplay, it's
Yeah.
so simple. It's like, we have combat, and you move around. That's all we need. But we're going to blow your mind in
It's
every
pretty
possible
much,
you
and
can
like
zoom
I
in
don't
on
mean
stuff.
I don't mean this in a negative
Oh, yeah,
connotation, but it is pretty much an exemplified walking simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you compare it to the other like hallmark walking simulators out there, like On Home and the such,
Everyone's gone through App Show.
yeah, exactly. You're looking at walking and puzzles as your main gameplay,
Yeah.
moment to moment work there, and there are some pretty intense fight scenes, but
Yeah.
even them are quite contained. So.
It's a good walk 'em up.
It's a good walk 'em up. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
An indie AAA walk 'em up. I like that.
I really like that. I think the most standout thing is Senua herself.
100%.
By far, like, not only do I love her character and I want her to succeed because you feel for her plight.
Yeah.
The game, not just in her characters, in every possible way, makes you feel how she's feeling. I was like, play with headphones. I've had a lot of games recommend this. HellBlade.
Oh my god.
You need to play with
If
headphones.
you do not play this game with headphones, you are literally playing half the game.
Yeah, because the sound design, I'd probably argue this is some of the best sound design in a video game
It is,
ever.
in my opinion, it is the best.
Yeah, like...
When I first opened up that game and there was that intro scene when you're on the canoe, like, that's not a spoiler, just like the very first thing you see, I literally turned my head because I thought there was someone next to me.
Yeah.
It's that unnerving in the best way possible because you are feeling everything.
It's also so good that
feeling.
even if you have surround sound, it doesn't do it justice. We'll play
No.
that's disappointing.
It's not intimate enough. The headphones when
You need
it's
to have
everything
something, nothing else to keep
I've
the
got
game.
5.1 and it uses the front ones, not the back ones.
Yeah.
Which sucks because the back ones are right behind me and the Silent
Yeah.
Hill games use them well.
Yeah.
But this doesn't. So yeah, it's kind of
It's because they use binaural 3D.
Yeah. So I have a pair of 7.1 headphones, and that actually blew me away.
I just used your headset, Danny, when I was playing by myself, and I was like, Jesus, this is amazing. Because
That's why I think for you, like, even though you've watched the majority of the game, I would seriously recommend going back to where you left off and playing with headphones.
Yeah, I didn't even play through the entire
because half of that
game
game comes through with the sound.
Yeah.
And
all the voices
There's
and
so
shit,
much that you like subtitles do maybe 30% of.
Also, I just want to say, this has got the worst subtitles
Yes.
of any games. It gets them
If
wrong
there,
constantly.
if there is ever a definition of indie,
Yeah.
it's the subtitles in that
We
game.
turned them
They're
off straight.
very inaccurate.
What words that aren't there, everything's
Yep.
out of phrase.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just,
even a
amazing.
couple. I think there was a couple words that had like a random space in the middle of it. There was a
Yeah.
couple of misspells. Yeah,
I love
I saw a capital, I think, and then like a capital
In the middle of the word, yeah.
I just also loved how they used the schizophrenic like voices and shit. Not
Yeah.
just there for atmosphere, they use it for gameplay as well.
Yeah.
The other whenever you're in
That was
combat,
excellent,
whenever you're in
yeah.
combat, it's like they're like, oh, behind you, it's like, oh, thank you, schizophrenia.
that was beautiful. Like
Yeah.
it's widely known, at least from when I play games, I generally have an auxiliary lead into my headphones, and I'm either listening to a podcast or watching a movie or YouTube in the background while I play most games. In this game, like 100% of my attention was on this game, not just because of the audio, but because of moments like the fighting, when you have no HUD.
Yeah.
You have no visual representation of your life, of the enemy's life.
Excluding the screen going red.
Yeah.
Type.
Exactly, yeah. Screen going red, you see cuts on your body, you see cuts on the enemy's body, so you know how down they are. But essentially, when you comes up to, like, normally in a Batman, like in an Arkham game, for example, you get like a little flash, there's someone behind you about to attack you. And the voices will say, behind you, and that's really.
And also, like,
guttural.
oh, he's weak, or like,
Yeah.
you're like,
like, finish him
finish
now.
the fight.
Finish him, yeah.
But like, even like, I just loved how like, when you're solving puzzles, if you're going the wrong way, your voice would be like, you're going. Oh, actually, even though you couldn't really trust it because there's times where you're going the right way, and like, you're going the right way, wrong way, and you're like, oh man, I'm
It's
so
constantly doubting.
so glad I don't have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
It's and I mean, when it comes from like a psychological point of view, it's. My greatest fear going into this game was that they were going to have to sacrifice, and this is what like every other game that's trying to focus on psychological stuff is they had to sacrifice some of the psychological stuff to make it a game.
Yeah.
Because psych stuff isn't fun.
Yeah.
No.
Now, I wouldn't necessarily go as far as say this game is fun.
Oh no,
in the greatest sense.
It is unnerving sometimes. It's horrifying
Absolutely.
sometimes.
And my greatest fear going into this was that they were going to have to sacrifice some of the psychological analysing stuff and actually getting those issues through to make the game playable, enjoyable, and accessible. What they actually ended up doing was the other thing and making the game really simple.
Yeah.
So that it could service
I think
her
if I was gonna have to
psychosis.
I think the only actual criticism I'd give it, and it's a nitpick,
No, go for it, yeah.
is button prompts at the beginning of the game would have been a little nice.
Yeah.
Because
But if you pause the game, they give you the controls straight
but like
away.
even then like like I was trying to figure out how like certain things work, and I was like, how does focus?
How does
like,
focus work?
like
And
the-
you didn't know that you had to hold it down, otherwise if you
I
let
didn't.
go,
I also didn't
you'd
realize
have
how
to listen
focus worked in battle until halfway through the game.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because I was like, why is my mirror shining all the time? And I'm like, I realized each symbol is how long your focus can last.
And it was only about halfway through the game that I actually realised that I could bring myself back from the verge of death using focus, like those little things. So yeah, there would have been nice if there was a little bit more.
Just at the beginning,
tutorial.
like a bit of just button prompts. Where it's like press
I
A.
say that, but at the same time, I didn't have a negative experience of it. Like, it didn't actually affect
Yeah.
me.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a bit
no,
nice.
it's a nitpick.
And it made more sense that they didn't put tutorials in there because you go through this entire game and there is no semblance of this being a game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Like,
it's an
nothing there to show you that this is a game.
I'd say this is more of an experience than a
100%.
game.
Yeah.
Because I was hyped for it. Not like like,
I was
I was like, this is gonna be fun. Like I was like, I'm just going in for a cool game, like just something fun to play. And I was like, I walked out like that wasn't a game, that was an experience.
I probably wouldn't have played it if you didn't say we were doing it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I was tempted to.
I feel like if we weren't doing a podcast, I'm like, dude, you need to play HellBlade because it's fucking.
So I probably would have. Yeah.
I mean, it's great because when they first announced this game back in 2015,
Yeah.
they
It might have
kind
been
of
14.
talked about even
Like,
2014,
they
like how long
had
ago it
the
was.
on-stage demo of the graphics they were using and how the live mocap.
But even from when they were just doing the announcement trailer of say, hey, a spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword, and it was like, I wasn't interested until they started bringing up stuff like mental illness.
Yeah.
And as someone who at that time was just starting up his degree in psychology, like I was like, hey, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And then they kept coming out with these development diaries, and as I started watching those, that's what really hooked me because I got to see how they're actually trying to get their facts straight.
The amount of research they did,
It's
like,
crazy.
Like
man.
I was like they clearly said that it wasn't just like we could use this in the game, it'd be cool. They're like, no, we want to portray this in a way that is relevant and works.
It was very clear they constructed the game around the mental themes and not added mental themes to fit the game. And like the very first thing you see in that game is
a head in a bag.
no. Like the very first thing comes on screen is, hey, this is made with Unreal Engine 4. This is made by Ninja Theory, and hey, this game is disturbing. We've got our mental advisors.
The first people who were credited were the people
are the mental health advisors.
Yeah.
And that just goes so far to show where the priorities were in this game. That before you get to the game developers, you've got the advisors.
Yeah.
And the people who have actually suffered from mental illness and those who advise.
And also like the chick who plays Senua, who wasn't even the reason why she was hired.
She worked for the team.
Yeah,
She was there.
She was a video editor.
Yeah, and then they're like, we need someone for test capturing.
She was a placeholder.
Yeah, and they're like, can you just come in and do test capturing because you're in the office? And she was like, yeah, why not? And they're like,
When you do.
do you want the role?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. And then apparently, like when she was starting the role, she wouldn't act unless everyone was facing the other way because she wasn't an actor. She was like, oh, I'm
she
really.
was super embarrassed.
she
She's
was
like,
like,
can you please turn around so I can do this by
So everyone
myself?
had to like not look, and then they'd turn around and be like, that's pretty tight.
Yeah.
And then she obviously got better at it. I like to think she probably had some training as an actor because that was amazing.
She'd have to, yeah.
Because that's some of the best like motion capture acting in a game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal, and a lot of us do the technology. And
Also,
so
highly
much is
highly
fun
recommend. Even I know not everyone has a gaming PC, like I don't, but I highly recommend playing this on PC because I've seen the PlayStation graphics and they still look great, but on PC it's like miraculous.
And it's actually for an indie game, it's really well optimized.
yeah. I'd say it's one of the best looking games.
The only thing I'd say, if anyone's listening actually is going to play on PC, just turn off post-processing. Because that shit just eats up your frames.
Yeah.
Like nothing else. Like I went from getting 15 frames to 60 frames just by turning it off.
Oh wow.
Like that.
I was playing on Dan's computer and I was getting like almost 100 frames on it, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
It's really good.
Meanwhile, I was getting between about 13 and 14.
It's alright.
It's enough though, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no,
it actually
it
Oh yeah,
runs
'cause it's
very
not like
smooth.
a Twitch shooter.
It has
so
great,
it's
very
fine,
smooth
it has
as well,
great
yeah.
lighting effects as well. Like
Gorgeous.
The presentation, not just graphically, but also how accurate it is to Norse mythology and Celtic mythology. It's not movie mythology. You know, how, like we all know, like this is like if you went and looked like got pictures of like drawings of what does Hela look like and thing, what does Surtur, all these guys look like. You get pictures what they look like in the actual game because that's what they made them look like. And I love this. Like I love Norse mythology. I think it's fucking amazing.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And all the runes that tell you stories, and it all builds up to the Ragnarok story.
That's
Great.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, it also got me more hyped for Thor Ragnarok because like all this
It
shit.
did something for me as
I was
well.
like,
All I can think about is just how much I love the word Ragnarok.
yeah.
It's so nice to
word,
say.
hey.
Yeah.
And also, I was like, man, I can't wait for Thor Ragnarok because half this shit's in Thor Ragnarok apparently.
Yeah.
Like, and all like Fenrir's in it, and all, like I was like, oh man, and also just like, it's a very gruesome game if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Like, I felt very uneasy, not just from like the psychosis stuff, but just like, man, all the shadows. And just, like there was parts that genuinely creeped me out. Like, I won't say the name of the beast, but the beast segments towards the end.
I love that.
I loved it, but fuck playing that at 2 o'clock in the morning
Jesus.
with a headset with all the lights off. I was like,
Dude, playing that midday with headphones on is enough.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean,
especially when you die to the shadows. I had that happen. I was like, no. I was like, nope.
no, and I mean, it's all thematic and nothing else there is welcome.
Yeah.
Like if you went through that darkness phase 2 other times, you'll be so sick of it by the end.
Yeah.
So they're all very limited gameplay segments, but they're so different, they're so unique,
We'll talk
and
about,
they make so much
like
sense.
you mentioned gameplay. We'll talk about gameplay. This game is 70% walking around and doing puzzles, 30% combat.
I didn't run for a long time in the game because it just didn't feel appropriate. It just felt appropriate to walk around and just admire it.
Yeah.
We only ran just because we were like, she's walking so slow.
Yeah,
I ran from one of the law stones from one law stone to the next, but that was it. Like on the.
I did a lot of running when I was about the halfway point. I was like, I am admiring, but I didn't think the running was fast enough that I would be skipping things. I was like. So
it's still a leisurely jog.
I was like, cool.
It's not really a run,
but
it's a leisurely jog.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the puzzles? I really liked them, how they were varied. I know I've seen some people who like the puzzles are
Yeah.
I liked how they're all visual line up to cue puzzles, because the thematic reason is that Senua can see more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Well, I can step in here and talk about that specifically because she has two major symptoms of psychosis, and that's hallucination and that's delusion.
Yeah.
So she's got two of those delusions mostly come through when the voices and basically her construction of that world, because none of that is real.
Yeah.
But when it comes to hallucinations wise, you're seeing things in the world that aren't actually there, or you're creating meaning.
Yeah.
More so than seeing things that aren't there. You're creating meaning in things that have no meaning.
Yeah.
And that's where those puzzles come from, and they pull it off really well.
I really liked the rune puzzles. They were really cool.
I loved them.
Like, just like...
Oh, the ones where you had to find, like, the letters.
Yeah.
Letter
And that was
yeah.
really good. Like, it's not just like... They could have easily fucked it up, but they put gameplay mechanics in there to make sure that it was fair. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're, like, there's one we have to listen to for screams, and the closer you get to a scream, you know you're close to a thing. Or, like, when you're close to where a rune is, all the rune symbols will go everywhere in the world, and they get brighter
So
the closer you get.
around where you
And then
are,
also, the rune you're meant to find, if you're in a place where you could see it, the symbol of it will show up in the middle of your screen, so you're like, oh, okay, now I know.
Close now.
Yeah, so like, now I know. As like, I remember when I was doing one with you, Danny, and you were like, well, maybe go here. I'm like, oh, no, it is here, because the rune's in the middle of the screen, which means... I'm at a point where I can see where the rune is.
All I have to do is get my angle right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that's really good. That's really good design. So you know, it's like the fuck am I meant to do?
And I can imagine if they didn't do that, it would have gotten very frustrating really quickly.
Yeah. And I loved the illusion puzzles. Where you have to go through like the portals, and you have to.
That was pretty good.
Like,
basically the second or the first, depending on what order you take them in.
Yeah.
But that second or first boss, it was pretty great. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Those ones.
Yeah, where you have to move in front of portals, and then like it changes something, and then you go through.
It took
it.
me a while to get them like properly, but that's good.
Well, sorry about combat as well. For even how simple it is, it's fucking good combat.
Yeah,
like, what did you guys think of the
I
combat?
would have liked it to be a bit more complicated by the end.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you do have very.
Especially on that gauntlet, like that final
There is a boss gauntlet at the end. I'm like, really, Hellblade? Come on, boss
See, here's
gauntlets.
the thing, like, I want to hate it so badly because every other game that throws everything in the kitchen sink at you in the final thing saying, hey, it's dramatic, here's everything you've ever faced. I hate that shit normally.
Yeah.
But here, it does make thematic sense. I can't hate it.
It does, but at the same time, I was like, boss gauntlet.
Yeah.
That's how. Oh, it's gone.
No, well, that's the thing. Like, it annoys me, and from a game point of view, it's like it feels lazy normally, but here, because of the mental attributes it kind of puts towards Senua and facing demons and all these things, that can make sense.
Yeah.
That's why I can't fully hate it, but generally speaking, I dislike that whenever they do that.
Another boss. I was like, Hellblade, you're above boss gauntlets.
I do think it's different. I don't know. I don't know if we want to talk about spoilers yet, but I do think it's different in the way, in the reason, and how that pans out in the end, which we can get into later.
Yeah.
So I do think it kind of gets saving grace.
I liked the combat. It was very responsive. It's a Ninja Theory combat.
It's
excellently done. Yeah,
Ninja Theory. I mean, they're the masters. Like Studio.
They're up there with Platinum.
Studios hire Ninja Theory to do
combat,
and then for that and nothing else.
And even for how simple it is, like you've got light, heavy blocks and stuff.
Yep.
It was satisfying as well.
So
but there was like it's like. There was combos, like games like, here's a combo sheet. It's like, no, there's combos that you figure out, like...
That is cool.
Like 3 lights mixed with 2 heavies, then...
you got the stab attack, you got the
if you rush and attack at the same time, you use the sick jump dive.
I love that.
And countering at the last second.
It's the most satisfying counter
Just that slow, like, the ding! And like on one of the boss fights where he does that dive attack at you, if you counter the right time, you like grab him, you like... on the floor, you're like, oh, this is some Kratos
when he's
shit.
throwing those knives at you, if you can block them all at the same time, you chuck them right back. And
I was like, this is some Kratos level shit.
It's actually really good. It's really got some. It's simple on the surface. But it can get really deep when you dig further. I do agree that it could have made it a little bit more complicated when it comes to strikes.
And even just had a few new moves in it.
Yeah,
when you get a different sword later on.
Maybe train jump.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I did like how there's also a lock-on feature as well. It doesn't implicitly tell you. If you move the analog stick... Well, I played with a controller.
Yeah.
If you move the right analog stick, it shifts your target. And I really like that. It goes to hell in the final fight because there's so many enemies.
I had a bit of trouble even during the ending.
Yeah.
Also, no, during the beginning.
Oh, really?
Of just,
figuring out.
Getting back into a corner.
There is... One big issue I'd give with the combat is there's a bit of a delay in terms of like, if you say you do like a certain attack, there's a bit of delay where like, if you're holding down, like say you want to do a rush attack after attack and you've like stumbled back from something,
Yes.
it doesn't immediately do the rush. You have to let go of the button and do it again. There's some button delays.
I found that as
got
well,
a
and
problem.
that's all in service of making sure the animations
Yeah.
flow. And you
And
got
it's fair, it's
and
fair,
looking and watching and playing this game, the combat animations are just glorious.
Especially when like you spin around
Everything-
them and you like go like.
It's not just that the animations are high quality; it's that they float into each other so well.
Yeah.
Like nothing feels gamey in that. Normally, when you're playing a game and you cancel
that's
one
also-
move to go into another one, they cut half the animation to skip into the next one.
That's what I said today when I was playing. I was like,
There was none of that,
This
yeah.
game feels so cinematic. In the fact that
Absolutely.
it doesn't feel like a game.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dave, is there anything you liked about HellBlade particularly?
From what you played so far, yeah.
Not. I mean, everything you guys already mentioned. That like is pretty much all that I was thinking. And I don't know. I kind of felt like with the puzzles. For me personally, I know I'd get like frustrated almost immediately.
that's fair.
But just for me, just because I like one of those people where I like puzzle games, but it's kind of one of those things where in HellBlade at least you had to walk around and go to different spots and then go and repeat the same thing again. It's kind of like I just want to get forward because I'm more.
It's very slow.
I'm more in for the story.
It would have
and
been better if the mechanics served the puzzles a bit
Yeah.
better.
yeah, like I'm more in for the story and the combat rather than the puzzles. Like I'm still okay with puzzles. Like if it means I have to press 2 buttons and then push this and then time it right, then it's fine. Or even I have to use those mirror doors. It's fine. But it's just reusing the mirror doors again. It's just
I wouldn't have minded the puzzles a bit harder, to be honest.
You reckon?
A lot of puzzles are pretty easy.
Some of the puzzles.
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a good level.
There was
good level.
Some of the end ones I did have to resort to a walkthrough because I just could not figure out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I was lucky.
a lot of them.
On
A lot of
the
them.
shards.
Not shards.
After
The beast stuff.
Yeah,
Some of that
actually,
got
I did
really
struggle with that
tricky.
as bit as well, but it was all navigation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there was one area that I didn't know split into 2 areas.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
yeah,
you know the thing of-
yeah.
I was like, where the fuck? I was like, it's the last room. I'm like, where is it?
There's all the other doors are
there's like,
closed. Yep.
and I was like, wait a minute, there's stairs.
There's an
up there.
upstairs as well. This is a 3-story place. God damn it.
And then there was like the one after that where it's like you have to. There's like the waterfall, and you have to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, how? That's where I got the desk. So I was like, maybe you just gotta run through and go somewhere. And like, nope, you die. And I'm like,
You have to charge.
and then I was like,
and
walk
stuff.
through. It's like if you go back, I'm like,
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, but that one's awesome though when you're doing the last run.
And you smash into
yeah,
it.
and you're like, wow.
It's so desperate. Like,
Yeah.
just the animation, the acting there.
That
you
was
can
the most.
see
That was one
and
of the most
feel the
tense,
desperation.
That was one of the most tense parts of the game. Is the beat.
I would go as far as saying that is probably my favorite sequence in the game.
I would, but at the same time, the horrors. It just gets like.
That's kind of why it's my favorite.
I love horror as well. So
If you like, when I died I died once, not the same area as you, but in a similar area.
All my main deaths came from the beast area though.
I think I'm
No. Sorry. I mean, in that beast area, I died in a similar place to where you did. I died maybe 3 times in that beast area all up. The last time I died on purpose because watching that the images that flash on the screen, it's terrifying. But there's a story in that.
Oh,
and you see like. No spoilers,
we'll go
but you
spoilers
see
soon.
elements that we'll talk about later. You'll see elements about her history and about her life
Yeah.
that just wrecked me.
Yeah.
And I'd kill myself on purpose so I could see those happen again, so I could really get what I thought
Yeah.
I saw, and it does, and it's the way that people pull off is beautiful.
Yeah.
We should talk about the permadeath.
Oh yes. Alright.
Yeah,
So we
do
talked
you
about
want
that.
to
I have a lot
We-
to say about this.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
talked
Yeah, I
about the
didn't so much
permadeath
of it.
last. We talked about permadeath last week for.
We didn't know though. We had.
Did
Yeah,
you guys, when did you record the last podcast? Did you record
Last
after
week.
it came out?
No, yeah, after it came out,
I
we
think, yeah,
we
after
played.
last one,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause I played we played an hour of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to talk about the permadeath, but
Yes.
we'll touch back on it again. So has the permadeath been confirmed as a thing?
I've got the official word on it. Really,
Oh,
it's
yes.
not a thing.
Oh, okay. I
It's a
figured.
thing that Ninja Theory have said.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that Ninja Theory has put in the game as a thing that will happen. If you die 50 times, you will not have permadeath, but it makes every encounter
Oh yeah.
nerve-wracking.
There was
as hell.
fights in the game where I had to stop because my heart was going like.
Exactly, because you don't know if at this time you die,
Yeah.
you might erase
Especially towards the
everything.
end, because the whole thematic reason, Senua has the rot, which is like essentially like because she can see the darkness and shit.
Yeah.
So essentially, like her right hand is all is it right. Yeah, it's her right hand.
Yeah.
It's like it's all like her veins are all black and goes thing, and like the whole thing is because in Norse mythology, your mind is the seat of your soul.
Yes.
That's the whole thing where it's like that is where your essence and live being is. So like, if the rot reaches Senua's head, game over. Your saves erased, and like towards the end of the game when the rot's up to your elbow, I'm like, or your shoulder, I'm like, oh no,
Exactly, and that's like if you didn't know about permadeath, or if there wasn't any hint of permadeath, a lot of that. I mean, the tension will still be there because it's a gauntlet of enemies, but it wouldn't be as strong.
Yeah.
And going through that final moment. Oh, shit, talking about spoilers again. But when I went through that final moment, I was so hesitant to die because I thought, this could be the final one. I'm at the final stage here. Like, I could be right back to the beginning if I die here. That's the tension it gave you.
I wouldn't have a problem with repeating the game, but at the same time, I don't want to repeat the game.
Well, I've played through twice. So
nice.
So I did play through twice to kind of try to get as much out of it as I could.
Yeah.
But in the first playthrough especially, like when every action you do, you're terrified of. Like even non-combat sequences where you can just die from environmental puzzles, you're terrified that could be the last time, which meant to be there to kind of give you the same sentiment as what Senua's going through.
Yeah. So yeah, the permadeath thing is like, anyone got any
I didn't...
opinion?
Because the idea of, it goes up your arm, that is good, but I didn't like the fact that by itself it goes down and up.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it was
like for story reasons.
Yeah. Even during the end, like, I was thinking this during the end, during the scene you were talking about that, if I die here, this could be the end.
This could be it, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, if I die here, I haven't died enough for it to be this far up.
Yeah.
And if this, boots me back, that's just not fair.
Yeah,
like, that's just bad.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, before we go into spoilers, we all liked HellBlade. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I adored it.
Like, for what the game is, fucking...
It's
one of the most memorable games that I've ever played. And the fact that, like... Well, I have a friend who beat it in one sitting. Like,
Good on him.
Yeah, he was like, I can't put it down. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I beat it last night.
If I played it earlier, I might have done it once.
Yeah, because I was like, it's great. Like, so many things about the game. All my complaints are nitpicks.
Yeah.
Just
same
very,
with me.
like,
I mean, I'll go as far as to say this isn't the best game because of how little game it is.
Yeah, no.
But it is by far the most important game.
I'd say it's the best walking simulator ever made.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
100%. And I mean, in my mind, it is the most important game to come out this year.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
No,
because
without
of those themes that it deals with. Yeah.
It's a very rare example of style actually being substance
off,
and it does work.
And you can also, like, this game they put their hearts into, like, making sure this game was
There was
great.
so much
Thinking about this game, I almost kind of think of, because it does have, like you said, it's nitpicky errors. I think they were a bit more for me, like they added up by the end of it. But I end up thinking of Mirror's Edge almost, where that had a lot of issues, but I just love that game.
You still can't help but love it, even with its
and
problems.
a lot of people just don't care for it, but I love it just because of what it was trying to do.
Yeah,
This is destined to become a beloved cult game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that, it's... Just for what they did, it's great. Danny, did you like HellBlade? Like, what are your final thoughts on HellBlade before we go into spoiler territory?
Oh no, it was good. Like, I liked how they approached, like, using the voices in the head as a mechanic, but not shying, as you said, Chris, not shying away from the actual effect that it gave the character.
There's a great thing about that at the end of the game, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yes.
Which I really like. It was a very mature thing to do at the very end. But yeah, so did you like it?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's good. Alright, so spoilers!
Spoilers!
Alright, so we'll essentially... So...
I do want to tackle this because there's a lot to talk about here.
So, I think the best way to go is we'll go from... So, at the beginning of the game, you have to fight two gods, Surta and Valravan. And we won't talk about them because they're essentially, like, cool
trials.
Yeah.
But one's a fire dude, one's a bird dude.
Yeah, and they both have cool things you gotta do. Did you guys find Surta hard at all? Because I kicked his ass.
Yeah,
I kicked him as well. I was streaming the game.
Even in the boss gauntlet, you have to fight all three at once. Yeah, I told you, Danny. It was Surta was what?
Yeah, I was streaming the game when I
thought so.
When I was fighting him, and it definitely goes a long way to make you feel much more skilled than you are. Because he's not difficult. Because he's easy to read.
I died, but that's because he did the stab in the ground. And I wasn't sure what to do. I was like,
I think I died as well. Oh, you weren't watching by that time.
No, you did. You died once, and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
I did die once.
Because he did the stab in the ground. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm meant to weather this or attack it. And I weathered it, and I died. And Danny's like, should have attacked him. I'm like, yeah, I should have attacked. Then the next one, I was like, didn't take a single hit, and I was like dancing around him. I'm like, dude, I've played Dark Souls. Come at me.
He is easy to read.
Because like all his attacks are sideways. And I'm like, I wonder. And he did a hit, and I was like, dodge at the last second, went through the attack. I'm like, oh, dodge rolling. I get iframes. I get iframes.
Oh my god. I don't want to be in the room when you figure that out and watching you freak out.
I was just like, Danny heard me say like I played Dark Souls, bitch. Come
Yeah,
at me.
you got nothing on me.
And every time I did a successful counter, I'd be like, ding, ding, motherfucker, and just go at him like hard.
Oh my god.
Actually, can you top me up as well, man? So we're pouring water on the
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
because we're all thirsty human beings.
I love the sound of water. So like.
Beer is out, water is in.
Right. So the whole at the beginning of the game, you're meant to beat these two people because they're blocking the way to Helheim. And then you're like, all right, I beat these two gods off to Helheim. And then Hela breaks your sword, which I was like, that's cool. Which leads to another great moment.
So is
She gives you a gnarly
So is
scar
Hela
as
that
well.
big thing that was just
Yeah.
Hela is that big thing that was like, Wah!
and just pushed her away.
And you get a massive cut on your head.
Oh yeah,
And you
brand
use, and
your
you use the
face.
broken part of your sword.
Cauterize it, yeah.
Yeah,
To cauterize
and I was
it,
like,
yeah.
she was I'm like, no. I was like, I got like tingly in my legs. I was like, oh, that
Master
was.
fucker, yeah.
Yeah, and then like essentially the whole thing is you hear about this sword, which is Sigmund's sword. It's so amazing that I remember all this shit from.
Can I just say
so
another? Wait,
good,
can I say
man.
another thing?
Yeah.
Lean back, and this is just like a small kind of. I thought this is actually cool though.
Yeah.
But a game having I'd say she's attractive enough, Senua.
Yeah.
Yes.
But actually daring to do something like that to her face,
Yeah.
like give her like a really
Oh, yeah.
mean looking
And
smile.
By
on
the
that
end-
topic
by
as
the
well,
And
when
by
it-
the end, like she's fucked up
she's
looking, yeah.
brutal. And I mean, when it back on the topic again, like when you look about video games, we're still quite a young industry, and we do
Yeah, we're in our
many
teens,
ways
yeah.
we still objectify women quite a bit.
And
Yeah.
men as well.
And men, yes, but more so women. Like when it comes to,
Oh,
you
yeah.
won't see many women outside of the standard, stereotype or curvy
Yeah.
kind of stature.
Yeah.
What they did here
But
was
you,
really
you also
mature.
don't see much
Yeah.
men outside of the Adonis statue.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
So-
you see a lot more though, to be fair.
Oh,
Like, men
yeah.
can be unattractive.
Oh yeah.
Also,
yeah.
like women just straight up cannot be over 30, pretty much.
Oh,
over
yeah.
30, or they can't be overweight, or
Yeah.
anything like that. A lot of that stuff is really, and if they're overweight, it becomes a laughing
It's
point.
comical, yeah.
Or a
Exactly.
monster. Or they become a monster.
Or they become some kind of
Yeah.
evil.
They
so-
can't be a protagonist.
Like the
yeah.
boob monster from God of War 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you even look at it for like one of the villains who's supposedly going to become one of your friends in the new Wolfenstein game. Like she is a point of major
yeah.
humiliation, and just the short scenes that have been revealed. So we're still quite young in that sense. What they've done here is actually really mature because she is in that sense good looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they don't objectify that, and to the sense that they give her muscle. They make it make sense for her period
She
as well.
doesn't,
She's
she doesn't
a warrior.
she doesn't need to be saved either. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
she's
absolutely.
dealing
She's
with her own
completely
issues.
alone in this story.
Yeah.
And so she's completely on her own journey, and you do see, like, they don't accentuate her curves overly. They make all her get up to be suitable for her
Yeah.
time period. The fact that she's got actual
I'm
muscle
actually-
on her, and she's not just a slender stick.
I said this to
Those
Dan-
things make a lot of
I
difference.
said this to
when it comes
Danny, and
the
I actually
story.
kind of hope it's thing. I wonder how many people will be cosplaying as Senua at cons. I don't know. It depends on how successful the game is.
Well, I think it comes back to what Eric was saying, that it's going to become a cult classic, and
Yeah.
that's where
I
I, think
reckon
a
we
lot
will
of the
see
fans are
something
going to
yeah,
come from.
like hey, it's not an incredibly hard costume to pull together, but like
It's not incredibly hard, but it will definitely be noticeable.
Yeah,
Like,
you
people
will-
that know will be able to recognise
I'll
it.
be like, oh hell yeah, Senua. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Because we like the hair and the paint
Yeah.
and like
have the sword.
yeah.
That'd be cool, and the sick
Yara.
dreads. The sick dreads.
Those dreads are awesome.
But yeah, so Hela breaks your sword. Then you have to do the 4 sword trials, or the shard trials.
Mm.
That shit. I love the moment where like you go to get the sword first time, you get like the panic attack, and you fuck like. I like also like a
You
spirit,
peace out.
Like I like how it's not a spirit that comes down. It's like she has she has a panic attack, and she's like,
Oh yeah, no, that's
No,
a full-on
yeah.
panic attack.
and,
yeah.
and I was like, that's really cool. And I was like, did the trials. The trial with the torches can fuck off. That was horrifying.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one where you're in just darkness the whole time?
Oh
You
no
can't
no
see?
no the one after. Oh,
It's
you can
kind
do
of
it in
a
order. The one where you're
maze.
blind.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Yes.
Those
Yeah.
monsters.
They
I
were-
had
the
the headset,
maze one,
and then
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was like, nope. And then
I
when-
went back and I was thinking from it was like, seriously, did Shinji Mikami come in here and just started like pushing some of his creations here, because holy shit, these monsters are.
and how they twitch
terrifying.
and they're like.
Yeah. Did you see that part?
Yeah,
of it?
you're
No,
asleep.
I was
Oh,
and,
they're
and you have
absolutely-
to focus because you're pitch black, so you can't
So
see.
terrifying.
And you have to be like, And there's one bit where you have to go. You're in deep water, and they're. You know, you woke up
yeah.
and they were everywhere, and I was like,
I didn't like the fact that you could see with the focus, but I thought about, I've actually complained about other games where if you're in pitch black, you got to a wall, you stare at it, you can actually make it out.
I
Yeah.
never used
That's cool.
focus in that
Yeah.
area.
I did a bit.
You can.
I didn't even know you could. In both times
Really?
I played through that game.
One of the voices say like
Seriously?
the voices like focus and you're focusing.
I played through that entire scene without any focus at all.
That was
Which
cool.
made it, as you can
Also-
imagine,
Yeah.
far more
Yeah.
terrifying.
It fucked with me as well because I have a fear of the dark, like
Right.
a genuine fear of the dark,
Right.
and like.
Turn all the lights around your computer. This makes
Well, I was playing in darkness, and I was just
Oh, dude.
I was sitting there just like,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think Day, you woke up as well, and
Yeah.
you, like, walked, I was like, shit. And just, like, I had to, like, pause a few times. I was like, I need to rest for a second, because this is getting hectic. But I was like, this game's so good, I can't stop.
Hmm.
But no, that part was good. And all that else Sword Trial was really cool. The one that... No, you were awake for these.
Because you went through, like, the murky water?
Yeah, because you went to bed just after I beat the sword.
Oh, yeah, the murky water is the
Yeah.
one that goes into the fire creature following
Yeah.
her through the maze, yeah.
That one
Oh,
was hard.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So I was like,
That's like, that one was hard. That's fun.
Oh, it was
Yeah, it was
fun.
fun.
It was fun. Yeah, no, it was. But it was also at the same time like, ah. But the one thing I didn't like about I died a few times there, it was very hard to predict where that thing was. Not predict, but like, you couldn't be like, oh,
Well,
that's where it is.
It
Okay,
cheats,
now
it
I know.
cheats.
And you're like,
it respawns in a couple places.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was one bit where it was like, it went left. I was like, alright, I'll go right, and then it was already in front. I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
whoa.
And I think that's kind of the point. Like, they don't exactly try to hide that either. So
Yeah.
normally you'll see when things like respawn, they'll do it only whenever your back is turned. Yeah, but it'll spawn in a different place. But even like when you're staring at it right, you'll see it move.
Yeah.
And I think it's meant to kind of show
Yeah.
you like, this thing ain't escapable.
Yeah.
Like, this thing's gonna catch you.
It was intense. That last run when
Oh,
you get all 3
yeah.
runes, you're like, I was like, man, runes take 4 seconds to scan. And I'm like, fuck, look,
Yeah,
right? It does,
yeah,
it does
yeah.
like little psh. I'm like, ah!
Right,
Just like,
you're right.
that stuff, the sword trials are great. And how fucking awesome is it when you pull out Sigmund's sword?
Oh, that's
And you're
great.
like, and you're
Yeah.
like, and also you get Dillian's like lesson, which comes up a few times in the game. But Dillian's when he's like, he tells her that thing. It's like this is like his essential life lesson that she keeps referring to throughout the entire game, and that's essentially like because she's like, oh, Dillian's words allowed her
Yeah.
to pull out the sword. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, there's some really nice
Oh,
relationship
there's
building.
a character we forgot to mention, Druth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Druth is awesome.
He's pretty much the
Drew's
soothsayer
her
kind
brother,
of
isn't he?
storyteller.
He says that in one of the rooms.
I don't-
No, I don't think.
'Cause he says he's reborn in one of them. He used to go by a different name.
I think
He gets reborn as
Druth
Druth.
in from what I gathered from
I think he's just a
from
random
his scenes.
dude.
From what his scenes and the rune, the law stones came up from, Druth isn't actually his name. It's a title given to someone in that time that's considered crazy or out of mind.
Okay.
The Druth is given to, like, say for example, warriors who will come back who are what we would now consider, say, shell shocked or PTSD. As the soldiers of their time will come back and they would be crazy from that.
And there's a
they
really
were
cool,
given the title
there's a
of
really
Druth.
cool
That
revelation.
100% makes sense.
Yeah.
Because her brother, if he's labeled Druth, what do they call her?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think he's her brother.
Yeah,
though.
no,
I
I
do
think
think
so
he's,
either.
he's just a random.
I'm saying it makes
person.
sense for him to call because he definitely does.
Oh,
say,
and call it brother. Yeah. He
Yeah.
does say brother. Yes,
There is
yes.
a cool thing, Druth, when you get Druth's backstory, his proper backstory.
Yeah.
So if in the game there's all these runes you collect. I didn't get all, so I read about this later. If you collect all the runes, you get an extra conversation with Druth, and essentially is him going like, because you're like, oh, Druth's a pretty honorable man. He's done all shit. You find out he's not an honorable man. He's fucked up real bad.
Oh, really?
So he was taken by Northmen once, and he essentially used his he tried to use his intelligence to get peace between the Northmen and his people. It fucked up.
It was the Celtics and the Vikings.
Yeah, and he fucked up. Druth tries to butter peace between the Celtics and the Vikings. He fucks up, so what he does is he sells out his own people
Yes.
to survive. And that gets him, like, tortured and stuff. And he ends up with Surtur, I'm pretty sure, and then so...
He ends up with Surtur, and it wasn't explicitly stated, but essentially, because he sold out his own people, that's what eventually led the Vikings to sacrifice Dillian.
Yeah.
So it's through that Senua actually begins her story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Druth's just like, learn from my mistakes and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, Druth... You're like, oh,
You fucked up, bro.
Because I was like, Druth is like... Because every time you hear Druth, like you, Druth.
He's got a
you're
good
cool.
voice as well.
And then you're like...
Yeah,
and then, like,
I love
Druth's
that.
It's a great
He's
actor.
very cool.
Also, the Ninja Theory thing of putting live action shit into
That
games.
was-
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love that so much because it's so clear
It's
that
so otherworldly. I did
it's
like
so
it.
ethereal.
It fits for this game,
Yeah.
I think, better than possibly any other game.
Yeah.
that's
You
could-
used it,
yeah, absolutely.
Like Enslaved does it at the end and it doesn't fit at all with
Yeah,
Andy
no,
Serkis.
Enslaved is really jarring at the end.
And I mean, and as well, it made sense from a technical standpoint because they really didn't have the budget or resources to fully
Mocap
design
everyone.
so many. Like, they decided, okay, we can't do an entire cast of mocapped characters. Let's just do one. Let's just do Senua and do her really well.
Yeah.
And then they just
And
put
have
live
people,
action for the
be
rest.
like, this is the best mocap in the
oh,
game
it was
ever.
beautiful.
But so that happens and you're like, oh, so this is just before the end. So what happens is like you come across and like I'm pretty sure your guy's favourite bit, Fenrir.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's called Fenrir.
Yeah. That
An
shit
actual name.
Fenrir is the last thing that blocks you from Helheim and that whole the light and dark puzzle was
Do
like
you know, that's actually pretty much almost immediately what I thought when I played that. I was like, hey, Dark Souls.
yeah. And I really liked the fact that because in again Norse mythology, Fenrir is not just a dog. He can use like
Or
he
the
has-
wolf.
Yeah, or wolf. Yeah, he has like powers. He uses people's fears and things against them, and I love that. That's what he does to you.
But not just like in that gameplay segment, but in combat. Like
Yeah.
he will retreat, and then suddenly here you go. He's vomiting out darkness at you. Like
Did you focus when he retreats?
yeah.
I like how when if you focus, you can like you move around, you listen for the growl, and then as soon as you get the growl out, he jumps and he dashes to the side and be like.
But even if you don't focus, if you just stand there,
Yeah.
those headphones just you
Yeah.
hear it
Yeah.
moving from like where it first
I was-
retreated right in front of you, and you can hear it scampering to the right. That is just
They build
absolutely
up
terrifying.
they build up Fenrir so well where it's like you're getting chased by him pretty early on in those really hectic segments where you don't see him.
No.
And there's that one
There's
bit
one scene
where
you
it
see.
turns back and you see Fenrir. He's just like.
And you're like, oh,
And I was like,
shit.
run! This is not cute Fenrir in every other video game or movie ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's that scene when I'm running away from that, saying, I know I'm gonna end up having to fight this thing.
Yeah,
and
then
I'm
the boss
so
fight happened.
terrified of that.
But I love how I got so hyped is when because you realize Fenrir's been talking to you almost not the entire, but he's been using the voice of the Senua's father to talk to her. in
Yeah,
those bits.
I've got a couple things to say about that. But yes, yeah, no.
I like the bit where she's like, where it's like the build up to the fight where you're in the arena,
yeah,
and then she Senua's starts going like, "Ah!" and like getting really pissed. I was
yeah.
like, oh my!
Because you're getting hooked with her. Like, you're so invested. Like, when she starts to get like, okay, enough of this shit.
Like, I went-
you're getting that exact same rush.
I went from being scared to being like, fuck you,
Yeah,
Fenrir,
yeah.
fucking go, bitch. We're
You're
gonna,
meant to be cute.
we're gonna throw down. I mean, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, so good. That's probably my favorite boss fight.
Yeah.
When it just comes to a one-on-one boss fight.
I think I
really
preferred
love
Valravan a little more.
it.
Valravan
The
had
illusionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun battle. Still, yeah.
I liked how there were certain things to that were a bit more. Actually, no.
It was very unique. Yeah.
Fenrir had cooler things. How you could counter certain bits and it was all about.
Some you couldn't. You could
And
only
the-
use
and-
heavy attacks. You
yeah,
couldn't use
no,
light
you
attacks.
could only use charged heavy attacks as well. So you have to. Oh, I don't know.
No, I could use heavy attacks.
Okay.
Even when I use a charged light attack, that wouldn't work unless I had focused.
Oh,
when you
can
use
you do
the-
charged light attacks?
No, you couldn't.
Okay, good.
It still bounced you off. But when you
But can you do them in general?
you can only when you focus. When you go into that slow mo focus mode,
Oh, okay.
then
So
you
I
could
didn't
use
know
any
that
You can
attack.
charge attacks?
Yeah, you can charge.
Hey!
So if you hold down Y or triangle, you can do a charged up attack. Yeah, it's really good if you do it mid combo because it's essentially a finishing move. And in the final fight, when you fight in the arenas, most of them go down with one charge hit.
Oh yeah, you're
So
very
they go
OP.
down easily, yeah.
Yeah.
but that's because you have the shiny Hellblade.
You
Not
get the
Hellblade.
shiny HellBlade.
Yeah.
There was, just a little if I'm a fan moment, there was that one scene after she gets the new sword and she
She holds it up in front of her. And
she brings it around from just from the original teaser from 3 or 4 years ago, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's cool. But then you do that, and the main spoiler bit we can talk about is the very end.
is that final gauntlet?
Where you finally confront Hela, and you find out what Hela actually is and all that shit.
Yeah.
And so
What did you make of that scene? Because I think a lot of people.
Damn it, I was hoping you guys would say what it was to me. I'm like, yes, I knew what it was.
a lot of people, because I read up on it as well afterwards, so I was a bit, not lost, but I was a bit
Yeah.
need a bit more clarification.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on what I said.
I haven't looked for it.
Hela, a lot of people think this, and I agree that Hela is essentially Senua.
Yeah.
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 What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Helheim and the Law
It's a
Stones
very Silent Hill thing.
very much yeah.
Yeah.
There's the whole thing about the different realms, which makes sense from Norse mythology,
Yeah.
where you've got
The 9 realms.
You got the nine realms. That's right, and Helheim is the realm of the dead, all that kind of jazz. All that stuff makes sense within that mythology, but it's not real.
Yeah.
So when she's going to rescue Dillion, or what she believes she's doing is to rescue Dillion, she's creating Helheim because that's what she's led to believe through her
It
own
reminded me-
upbringing from her religion.
It's like an alternate way of doing Silent Hill 2. Because Silent Hill 2 is... Silent Hill, and not Silent Hill in any Silent Hill game, is that person's hell. So,
Yes.
So, Silent Hill 1, it's the guy's... the hell of losing his daughter. So
Yeah.
he has to try
It's like that hell and the hell of the antagonist.
And when you
Yeah.
go back
Yeah.
I'm so glad I played through twice, because after you play through the first time, and you
I
play
do
through the
wanna
second
play through
time,
it
it
again,
all makes so much sense because you fight the illusionist,
Yeah.
you fight the fire god,
Yeah.
and you fight the darkness. The illusionist, which speaks specifically towards her hallucinations and her
Yeah.
delusions. The fire god, which speaks specifically to her mother being burned at the stake.
Yeah.
The darkness, which speaks specifically towards her depression and her anxiety and stuff like that. It all thematically just makes so much sense
And then-
until the final gauntlet when you're facing Hela.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much you are facing
Yourself.
you.
And the fact that you can't hit Hela...
Yes.
You try and strike you, nothing happens.
She stands back and she's goading you.
You can't
and she's
target her,
edging you
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
No, you can't attack her at all.
I was
yeah.
like, odd. And then there's also another trick. So you can talk to your mother throughout this game, so I've found the
Yes.
faces. There's that one flashback where you watch your mother burn at the stake, which I was like, that's pretty graphic, and does the close up of her burning on the stake.
Yep.
And her left side of her face is
I
crisp.
got that connection too.
Hela, when you see Hela, her left side of her body is burnt
Yes.
and like thing, and then the whole thing is like, you finally confront after the gauntlet, you confront Hela, and then Senua breaks down again, and you're like, oh man, this is tragic.
This is yeah.
And then she's like, give back Dillian, or you're just gonna have to kill me.
Yeah.
And Hela just fucking stabs her, and I was like, oh man, that's brutal. And then there's that awesome scene where like she's laying down choking out because she's been stabbed.
And
then Dillian's on the other side, and he relays his message again, and you're like,
It's full on emotion. It's a full on like you've been through everything with this girl.
Yeah.
And that final scene kind of wrecks.
I think that was my problem with the ending, is why I wanted to feel more connected to it. It's like we've been through everything, but we haven't been through the good.
yeah.
And we don't know
Right.
if there is much good, but yeah, for like a sort of very...
So you didn't know exactly what you were fighting.
Oh, it wasn't that, it's just, it's hard to feel... If you don't see a character at their best, it's hard to feel truly sad for
Yeah.
their worst.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
get that actually. That makes a lot of sense.
From what I've heard, a lot of the Final Fantasy games do that really poorly.
Yeah.
They try to get
Putting you in
emotion
their
from
shoes.
you, but they're like, all these people are just depressing and mopey.
A lot of
Yeah, for no reason.
some of them do it like bad.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy VII is one
That's
of
what
the
I've heard.
that's one of the ones that
Because
does it
Cloud
badly.
is just... He's
Yeah.
uptight for no reason.
Oh, you know, and they don't explain Rainbow Five 7. They don't explain the full backstory of that in that game.
Yeah.
They've explained it completely in Crisis Core, which is the PSP prequel, which is a fucking amazing game. But like some of the Final Fantasy do it really well. Like 6 does it really
I've
well.
heard 9 does it really well.
Yeah, 9 does it good.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you know.
And even something like The Last of Us, like, it sets you up with happy
Yeah.
times, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And you see what they've lost,
Yeah.
so you can
Yeah.
kind of see
It's
what
also
they're
like,
fighting for.
we all
Yeah,
know-
no, I get that.
We all know who Joss Whedon is. I'm a big fan of him, and he was talking about writing at something, writing at like a convention or something.
Mm.
He was like, the way you meant like to create like good stories, you need to give your characters happiness and then rip it away.
Even Inside Out, you know, that's
Yeah.
what it's about. Yeah, you
Oh,
need
yeah.
the opposite
yeah,
emotion.
Yeah, and it's like, and the whole thing is like, you need to show your characters happiness,
Yeah.
and then you need to rip it away from them. The next
Although
second.
I don't necessarily agree it would fit too well for this.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, I'm sort of fine.
There were
with it.
some
for this
moments when
game,
you-
I understand it.
Yeah.
There were a couple moments when you kind of got a hint of what life was like
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
start, like
That-
especially
when
when she first
when you-
conversed with Dillian
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
that's
that.
right, yeah.
One thing,
There were a couple moments, but
one
I
stylistic
agree, not
thing-
enough necessarily.
Yeah.
One thing,
Kind
one
of-
stylistic thing I really liked is how a lot of the cutscenes you see it through the eyes of the person Senua was talking to. I really liked that. Like
Yeah.
I really liked that stylistic choice.
You
like,
are Dillian or you are her father.
yeah, or
Yeah.
you are one of the gods or stuff. Or like
Yeah.
any time a character is choosing to not all every time, but most time,
when it's
you're-
not live action.
yeah, you're seeing it through the eyes of that character. So you're essentially meeting Senua. And you're conversing with her as if you're not playing her. You're
Yeah.
someone else.
Because
It's a really cool.
and again, because it's all in her mind. Like there's this one, like the scene when you're talking about when she has a panic attack after she tries to take the sword.
Yeah.
And she stumbles out of that tree, and she turns to you and
Yeah.
she says, "I need to get that sword.
Yeah.
Can you help me?"
Yeah.
She's pleading with herself
Yeah.
to you know,
Yeah.
in a rough sense, buckle up
Yeah.
and power through it.
Yeah. And
So
do
there's,
these
and when
trials.
you inhabit these other characters, it's all like, well, she's reliving these. It's not a
Yeah.
flashback. It's a reliving
Oh, yeah.
in her mind
And
of how things
I
were.
also like, yeah, that's really cool. We'll go touch on the ending. So the whole point of this game is she's got Dillian's head in a little bag.
Seed of
and-
the soul.
Yeah, see that's all. And the whole thing is she's meant
Must be
to.
shaved, it's a very small bag.
Yeah.
Fully shaved.
So
It's
like,
a
she's
thing.
been bringing this back to Helheim so she can get Dillian's soul back and all that, bringing him back to life. Then it doesn't happen, and the whole thing of the story is about she's essentially learning how to cope because her entire life she's lived dependent on other people, and like she's been dependent on her dad's guys or whatever, and then Dillian came along, so she's been like, I live for Dillian now. But this whole ending's like, how it ends is you see a shot. Hela picks up the hat, and I was like, as soon as I saw the mocap, I'm like, that's Senua, because she was like shaking a bit and she was like crying. I'm like, that's Senua. I've seen those lip quivers before.
I've seen those eyeballs.
Yeah, and then she like throws the head off and like pans down and it pans back and it's Senua again.
And you're not in
Yeah.
Helheim anymore.
Yeah, and you're like, I was like, hold on, and it's like essentially, this is how I saw it was, she's now found a way to like live
Yeah.
without the need of someone else.
That could have been done so badly.
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
happy they did do it well, yeah.
And the
It's
one thing
good.
I mentioned before that is to do with like the psychosis stuff, I'm really glad I did it, is the fact she still has
I
it by
know
the
where
end.
you're going with the absolutely.
Yeah, like it's not like, oh, she's dealt with her
And
problems.
she's dealt with her demons and she's fine now.
Magical
Yeah.
cure, you know.
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly.
she's
And I
like,
mean, I like the ending because it is very much open to interpretation.
Yeah.
I didn't get quite the same reading as you did,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do have the exact same point as you when it comes to the end. Is that they didn't suddenly cure her of all her ailments. That she is still walking off to complete it, to continue her journey, and she still has the psychosis, and she's just learned to deal with it more.
She's now
to
essentially
manage it
gotten
more.
to the point where it's like she doesn't need someone else to help her. She's like, I can do it by myself.
Because I think she's gone through all this.
Yeah.
Like, she's clearly
And I saw someone though like, oh, it's sequel baits at the end. I'm like, I'm not sure it's sequel
No,
baits
it's not.
because she does look at the camera and says, "Come with me on my next journey." People are like, ooh, it makes sense because in this day and age, everything has to have a sequel. But
I think that scene
I don't
is
think-
more so because when you're following her throughout the entire game, you are a part of her consciousness.
Yeah.
So she's just speaking to herself, and she's saying, "I want you, the person who's experiencing this journey with me,
To
that's
come.
side of me, to come with me because I've got this." And if you notice as well, because you said you use headphones, yeah.
Yeah,
One voice, the narrator comes out of the left ear,
yeah,
and the father voice or the darkness voice always comes out the right ear. So you've got these two very distinct characters.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the multiples that are kind of running around
Yeah.
the head. You're one of those. And
Yeah.
so she's kind of saying, like, I'm not leaving any of this stuff behind. This stuff's still going to follow me.
Yeah.
And that includes you.
Yeah.
You're coming with me on this.
and also I also saw it because it's not a sequel bait. It's like, even though she's done this, her life's not over.
No.
Like she has like a life, obviously. So
I'd
it's
say
like,
it's almost sort of hinting at you to replay it.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I reckon you can get so much for playing it the second time.
I know, I definitely
I
get
saw
that.
it as just like she's now got her next. Even though when I say next gen, I don't mean her next journey is the next game. I mean like her next part of her life she's going on, and it's like she's essentially asking us to be like you said, go with her. It's like she's there. Like
Keep coming with me. Like, my journey doesn't end here. This is
Yeah.
one big, sure, it's
Like-
maybe a big moment in my life, but it's,
Yeah.
I've still got the rest of my life to go for,
Yeah.
and I've still got these things going on with me psychosis-wise. They're still
Yeah.
going to be here.
Yeah.
There's still a whole life of me left to go.
And I really I like that. So I've heard some people be like, oh, it's sequel baiting. I'm like, I don't think that's sequel
If you know
baiting.
anything about the production of this game, like, you know,
Oh,
it's not
there's no
sequel
sequel
bait.
to it,
Yeah.
isn't it? And I don't want that
This
to
is
be
a one and
sequel,
done,
yeah.
and I don't think there's room for it. I think it's
No.
like I think it'd be.
I mean, I think the market would eat it up if, like, they came out and said, "Oh, here's HellBlade 2." Like, the market would be like, "Yes, please." But I think this is
HellBlade
best
doing
leaving it by
I'm not-
itself.
I don't know.
I don't have a clue.
I don't think it would be
I've-
doing fantastic.
I think, it'd be doing well, but I wouldn't say fantastically.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an indie game at the end of the day. It's a very high production indie game, but it's still indie
Yeah.
development. And they're not like marketing it like nothing else either. So
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's
it
very
also- it
niche.
also-
Like, a lot of people would look at this game and say, "Oh, it's about mental illness." No, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that I think has scared a lot of other games.
I
from
was going to
doing
say,
mental
I can
illness.
see a lot of people just going to the store saying, being like, oh, it's about Vikings or something, they'd play it,
I mean,
and
like-
then about an hour,
they'll
it's
hate
like,
it.
they just don't like it
Yeah.
at all.
That's like, and even I think the
very
permadeath,
niche.
I think helped it, but also hurt it as well. Because also, like you said in the last one day, like you
Yeah.
almost weren't going to play it because the permadeath, you're like, oh, that's too stressful. And I felt there's like casual games who are like, oh, permadeath, I don't want to do it now.
See, I don't like same with I don't know. I'm gonna use like online games such as like Rust or Ark or something where if you don't have safety, you can die and lose not
Everything.
your progress, but you can lose your stuff and you
Or
can
your-
start again. And I don't like that because I am as much as I am invested in love games.
You're a
and I study,
hoarder.
yeah, and I study a hoarder. Yeah, no, I study games and I'm developing them.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to invest myself into a game,
Hasn't
and
said how much
then-
it's sold.
lose it all.
Might have to wait a bit
And
longer.
then
yeah,
have to
Wait a bit
do
longer, yeah.
possibly a week's worth of progress, which I may have created over
Yeah.
a month or so, and then lose that and be like, oh, I've just lost all of that. And
Yeah,
I may
that's
not
very
ever
fair. That's
get
why I
it
don't
again.
play Rust anymore because
Yeah.
we'd play it for 8 hours. We'd have a sick base. We'd wake up and it's gone.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's
So
why.
you must be pretty happy then because it's got no permadeath,
Yeah.
so you can actually
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of was. When I heard that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I kind of wished I didn't really know that about
See,
that.
the
'cause it would've
permadeath
been
got me more
stressful.
intrigued. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
permadeath. I'm way more keen.
Actually, out of interest, what difficulty did you play on?
Normal. So I put combat difficulty
normal
normal.
as well, yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
My
Oh,
game is
right.
meant to be played on hard.
Okay.
Yeah?
I played through hard both times. It's actually not that challenging.
Oh, I didn't think.
Like even hard isn't actually that. Like I never normally if I play hard in a game, I will consider once or twice maybe because it's bumped down to normal.
Yeah.
Never once had that consideration here.
I'm
Like,
assuming the combat is difficult, not the puzzles. Like the
no,
combat is more
puzzles
difficult.
are the same.
This
The
isn't,
combat
this isn't
you
Silent Hill.
do slightly less damage and they do slightly more damage and that's
Okay.
it. But you still get the same call outs like someone's behind you, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I don't know because I haven't played the small difficulties. I don't know if you face a different number of enemies. I'm not sure.
The amount of enemies from the mid game on, you fight at least 10 each
At a time.
combat. not at a time, but 10 each combat in
Yeah.
yeah,
Raining
so I just don't know if they throw more at you at a time to deal with.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think when you... Oh, I forgot to mention, the Sea of Corpses That part of the
Oh,
game was
God.
fucking great.
As soon as I finished playing that segment, I paused the game and I went immediately on to look at the music for that particular
Yeah.
season.
And just the hands and the art. I was like, this is
that's
God
great.
of War, but
the soundtrack
dark.
for that scene was just spine.
And just
amazing,
like
yeah.
the fighting you have to do. 'Cause there's like all those big ones where it's like at least 20 enemies, not once, but all up 20 enemies you have to take down.
yeah.
And just all the people just suffering there, like it's very, wonderfully.
Actually, it reminded me, as much as I don't like this game, it reminded me of Dante's Inferno. Have you ever played that?
I've played that.
It's God of War for
Yeah,
people who
I
don't
can
own a
see that,
PS3.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
But you can still get it on PS.
yeah, this is the issue. The issue is it's not
For scrubs.
a very good game at all.
Oh, right, okay.
It's very, very bad and miffy, and I don't know. I spent 5 hours on it, and the more I played, the more I hated it. But artistically, it was a fucking awesome game.
Right.
And they reminded me of that because it depicted hell in a very gruesome and a very suffering way. And this did as well. I was like, man, this feels like this isn't like Doom hell where I'm like, this looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Oh yeah, no, that's a good help.
you're like, man, I could listen to some heavy metal here, but like
Yeah.
here you're like, I want to go. This
Yeah.
is scary.
It was that scene and then the final gauntlet
Yeah.
are probably
The music in
terms
the
of-
the music in the final where it's like you start the melody start going like high. You're like, oh man, I feel the hype.
It was it's really great. That music was phenomenal.
Yeah, I loved it
It
too.
was really good. And the credit music is
Oh yeah, the credit song was really good. I gotta download that.
Yeah.
Or buy it.
Or buy use Spotify.
So you buy stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I bought an album today. I bought Jeezuz' new album.
Good man.
Or like in a CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I collect
Whoa!
CDs.
Yeah.
He loves CDs, so he likes them
It's a
all.
bit odd.
Yeah. Well, I
It is. Come on.
No,
I'm saying it real
I
big.
don't disagree.
Buying records is one thing, but buying CDs.
Buying
it's
records.
like, come on,
yeah.
guys, it's
Yeah.
not the 90s anymore.
Buying records. Come on, Kai. It's not like it's in the 50s.
No, the 90s.
I buy records, so you can give me
Records are
shit.
cool.
Yeah. No, but records, yeah. Like, I would buy them.
Hey, 10 years later, CD's gonna be the new records. They're gonna be like, hey man, look at that
I
sick.
think the CDs are like the middle child. No one,
Yeah, no
everyone
one-
dealt with
20
everyone,
years.
Everyone dealt with them, but never really.
We had to raise it at some point, but now it's
Actually,
old enough.
No, it'll go the way of cassette tapes. No one really
Oh,
wants
yeah.
them.
No one really wants cassette tapes. That just comes.
They have very, very brief periods of resurgence. They had
Cassette
one like
tapes.
a couple years ago. Yeah, it's so brief though.
Oh wow. You know what I was surprised they didn't do for Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't release as a novelty item. Didn't release the soundtracks on cassette.
They did
Yeah.
the first one.
They did.
They do?
They did on record and cassette.
Oh, wow.
See, I've got the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack on CD.
That's such a good soundtrack.
It is good. Actually, random tangent. The Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack I actually think is a lot better than the first. Not dissing the
Agreed.
first, because the first is great.
Can I just say like every time I listen to Father and Son right now,
Oh,
I
cry.
have to cry. Like I can't. I just
Oh yeah,
can't
no,
not.
like even like originally I got like teary because the
Dude,
subject
I
matter
full
song.
on cried. And I didn't watch it in cinemas. I watched it in bed on a
Oh.
illegally downloaded and watched it. But it was like I even on like not
Pirating music, that's okay. Pirating movies.
It fucking killed, man. It
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
killed.
Oh no, we're in the cinema. 'Cause
I never said pirating. I didn't say anything like that. You just accused me.
we saw it in cinemas.
Oh my god,
And-
in the cinemas it was brilliant because we saw it like the week it came out. We had about like there was 3 grown men to the right of us, there was like a couple down
We went
a
to a
couple
pretty
of
big
rows
group
before
as well.
and all you could hear was
Sniffling. Yep.
and you're like, oh my god, this is
And
brilliant.
then
I
Danny's
had-
sitting there just like looking at me. I'm just like, fuck. And
Yeah.
then
Don't look at me.
and Danny's just, I can just look at Danny. Danny's just like dying in the eyes. She's
Oh
like-
yeah, I'm like watching and you can just see the tears
It was
just
so good.
falling
And then
down
I
my
looked
eyes.
down to my friends and like a couple of them were just like.
Yeah.
But now whenever because I've got the soundtrack on my phone, like I think Father and Son came on shuffle when I walked over. I'm like skip, and then I'm like I love the song, but I'm not ready. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it yet. Yeah, but
But
I adore
it's
that
such a
song,
better
yeah.
soundtrack than the first. The first one, even though I love the first Guardian soundtrack, it's Come and Get Your Love and
It's more. It's very.
Hooked on
It's
a
far
Feeling.
more.
it's more poppy.
buoyancy,
It's
yeah.
more pop 70 songs,
Yeah.
but then
You know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Spotify.
We have this. I have the soundtrack on my phone.
So I got on my phone too.
But the first one's way more pop hits from the 70s.
Yeah.
As the second one's more. These are cool songs that relate to the story of the of the thing. Yeah. So HellBlade, after spoilers, I think it's one of the most important games to play.
It is. It is the most
It's
important.
great.
I mean,
I love it.
I wouldn't
It's
recommend
so
it.
simple.
I would recommend it to more people than I would normally do.
I'd recommend it to anyone who takes gaming seriously.
Yes.
Like, isn't just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would recommend it to a lot of people who maybe aren't very big gamers either because the game is there, but it's slim.
Yeah.
If you're more there for that journey and for kind of going through the psychosis with Senua.
Yeah.
So I would probably recommend it to more people that way.
I'd say it's the best walking sim and one of the best horror games. Like, even though it's not a horror game, it's
Well, it kind of is, yeah.
I'd say like it's one of the best walking sims, one of the best horror games to come out in the last 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and it has pretty good hacking.
I kind of hope that if you crank on easy, it also does relieve how many enemies you face, because I would.
Oh, there are some fights where it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why, like, if I could give it on, put it on easy, then throw it at people who I think need to play this game, even if they're not gamers, just to experience that. Or if they patch maybe like a narrative version where your fights are very rudimentary.
I feel like anyone who doesn't play games for fun. I mean, like people like us, we all play. We love the art form. We love
and even if you are a casual gamer, like I call myself a casual gamer, but I invest myself into the games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I may only play it every once or two, like twice a week.
But
all those sessions,
I think the best way I'd recommend it to people who see video gaming as an art form.
Yes.
Like us, we all see it.
You can see we can see much deeper meaning and kind of see where it can go.
Because there's two types of there's people like gaming is for fun, and they're right, gaming is for fun.
Yeah.
But there's also people there's like us, we're like, no, but it's like movies. We can see the art form. Like Last of Us, I can be like, that's a work of art, or like.
Well, you see this with a lot of people that say gaming's for kids and stuff like that. Like,
I completely disagree. Now,
absolutely.
In terms of now, gaming's moved away from being for it's. I've heard some people say, oh, gaming's just a toy though. I'm like. It's not. Fuck off. It's not
if
the 90s.
If you look at the demographic, it's from ages 23 to 32.
Well, I was talking to my mom about this. My mom was just like, oh, I don't know. I was talking to someone about it, and they're like, but kids play games more than adults. I'm like, if you actually look at like, even though I think statistics are bullshit, like. It's impossible to get accurate statistics on anything in the entire world.
Because people can fake their age.
It's also impossible to get every. You can't be like, oh, no, everyone in a single world.
Sample, But my general assumption is that there are more mid-age gamers, but younger gamers play more. Yeah. That's where I think the distinction is.
Because they play the one game instead of...
Well, not necessarily. They just have more time to play.
Yeah, that's...
Like, if you compare, like, a 16-year-old versus a 30-year-old, maybe there are more 30-year-olds than 16-year-olds playing, but 16-year-olds play way more, so you experience them more.
Yeah.
You run into them
That's also, like... Because I remember, like, in high school, I would finish every single game I played. Now I finish... fourth of them.
I would replay games far more then as well.
I've played Mass Effect 2 9 times all the way through. That's an unhealthy amount. Like,
what?
Don't even get me started.
I've played Mass Effect 2 9 times through, Mass Effect 1 3 times, and Mass Effect 3 4 times. That's that's almost that's 17 playthroughs of Mass Effect in general.
Yep. Mass Effect just takes over my life when I play that.
Yeah. But I guess thing like this is like one of those games where I'm like, this is just, it's not just, I play this for fun. It's like, no, this is like an artistic experience.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's great,
And I think that's why culture is slowly moving in that direction.
Yeah.
As the new generation puts its foot in leadership.
Also because the people who initially got into gaming are now 20, 30-year-olds. Because gaming was at when a lot of us, when not just us, because we're not only people who play games, but like, on a lot of the people who were 20, 30, that was when the PS1, the Nintendo, and the Super Nintendo and all them. That's when they were at their prime. That's when we were kids, and it was a toy.
Yeah.
But now, because it's gotten evolved, we're like, oh hell yeah, like it's an art form now. It's like movies. Movies was just a gimmick back in the day, and now it's.
But I also think what's really good is like the games went through a period where they felt. I talk about games like it's an entity, but like games like felt so underappreciated that they tried to mimic movies.
Yeah.
And now they've stopped doing that.
It's a good metaphor to compare it to a person.
Yeah, and now that it's like. No, game, we're our own thing, and we have our own identity. Well, we can be cinematic.
As someone points out, they hate the use of the word cinematic to games because games aren't cinema; they're games.
No, not cinema. Yeah.
Well, it just gets overused so much.
That spawned.
Especially when you go like, oh, it's 30 frames per second.
That spawned Metal Gear Solid as well, because Metal Gear Solid was meant to be a play.
Hideo Kojima wanted to be a director.
He said it's like Metal Gear Solid was meant to be a playable movie.
Yeah.
And I was like. You can see that when you play it. Like, not like a David Cage game where you're like, oh, I'm pressing A button.
Yeah.
Fuck you, David.
The David Cage podcast will come eventually.
When Detroit...
I thoroughly look forward to it.
When Detroit comes out, we'll do a retrospective of all his games and be like,
oh shit, that means I have to finish Fahrenheit.
Oh, no. But yeah.
We are not playing Omicron. There's no way we're playing that.
We'll play
Fahrenheit. Well, it depends how many of you guys have played like Beyond again.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Beyond. I don't want to play Beyond at all.
We'll play it co-op.
Alright, I play co-op.
Do you want to be the ghost?
Yeah, so I'll be ghost means I don't have to do it.
Play Heavy Rain and hope you don't get any glitches.
Oh god.
No, I hope you do get glitches.
Joseph!
Oh no, if you don't press any any buttons to respond to leap over stuff, you just you just constantly fall over everything and then you glitch out.
The one where you're the FBI agent chasing the guy through the market.
Yeah.
Chickens.
Yeah, Jason.
Love it.
But anyway, so that's HellBlade. We all really loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Video game.
I could spend like multiple podcasts talking about HellBlade. I think it's such a.
I think it's
such
one of the
a
most
gem.
unique games.
It's such a gem.
And the fact that I've essentially every game I've played this year, excluding Andromeda, has been knockout games where I've been like, this game's amazing, this game's amazing. The fact that this can stand up against Persona, Nier Automata, which I said when I played that, I was like, Nier Automata's one of the best games I ever played.
Yeah.
and now HellBlade, I'm like, HellBlade's one of the best games I've ever
I think
played.
like it's definitely been a thing, and to play devil's advocate, there's definitely been a kind of, since this generation's kind of gone, a bit of a stagnation in terms of creativity of games.
Oh no,
Absolutely.
I completely
Like there's
agree.
been a lot of remakes and remasters to kind of and a lot of resurgences of just things that have been successful
the
in the
last
past.
few years, I've always referred to this generation as the worst. I'm like,
I don't know if we've talked on the podcast, but what Ubisoft tried to make all their games essentially the exact same.
yeah, and we
All
was
have
like,
towers, all
I
have
used to
meaningless collectibles.
have
yeah.
so much faith in Ubisoft. But
Yeah.
Now Ubisoft's a joke.
Ubisoft
Oh,
did used to be
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean but anyway, I mean to put that into its perspective now, if someone comes up to me and speaks to me about the game industry is kind of just nothing's new, I will throw HellBlade at them and say you
Yeah.
play this and you tell me the same thing after you play this.
This generation.
This breaks the mold.
This generation's starting to feel like the PS2 generation. Because I remember when PS2, when that came out, that was PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64. That was a breakthrough. But we were still in the early phase. Like we had just gotten 3D graphics. We were still kinking it out a bit. And then the next generation was PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, and everything changed. Like PS2, we had like games we'd never expected to get. We got like Silent Hill 2, which is a game that I still think is like amazing. We got like the best Metal Gear Solid games. We got like the beginning of some of the best franchises. Like the Prince of Persia was remade in this generation. We got Halo and all this stuff. And then the 360 and PS3 was a continuation of that, but not. It wasn't like. It was a great generation, but it was like perfecting that. And then this generation started off being like. And now
just remake everything.
Yeah,
I do think that we're
and then
slowly
now-
finding our legs though.
and then now
Slowly.
it feels like we're back in that PS2 Xbox generation where it's like everything feels new again.
Yeah, because everything that was
And we're getting-
franchise is coming to an end.
And we're
now
getting those
new things.
and
are
we're
starting to
getting
develop.
those weird games we don't usually get anymore because and fucking like okay, I enjoyed Call of Duty back in the day and I enjoyed Assassin's Creed back in the day, but fuck those two franchises in specific for one reason, they changed the gaming landscape for the worst. Because everyone was like, ooh, Assassin's Creed did really well. Every game has been like that.
Did
Ooh.
AC really change it for the worse though?
I'd say in the thing that so many games had to become like Assassin's Creed. And same with Call of Duty. When that was popular, how many fucking shooters did we get?
Oh yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. And then it got to the point where those were the only games you see. You see open world third person action games.
Yeah.
Which were very Assassin's Creed-y or shooters. And half of them were pretty bad.
I get your point.
Yeah.
But my feeling is they popularized those genres so much that the competition that came out I would actually put Call of Duty as an exception in that case because there's actually no better, like technically wise, shooter than Call of Duty.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still prefer Battlefield franchise over Call
I've
of Duty
always preferred
franchise.
Battlefield, yeah.
But just from a technical point of view, as a
Mechanically,
shooter,
yeah,
mechanically they're pretty much
yet to
top
be
notch.
beaten, yeah.
When it comes to Assassin's Creed though, because Assassin's Creed was so popular when that first came out, there's like at least 6 other open world franchises that are better than Assassin's Creed. They were only made popular because Assassin's Creed
That's
paved
true.
the way.
But that's the thing, like, I was saying, like, not discrediting, because I do enjoy these franchises and things,
Yeah.
but they did change it for the worst, is like, because everyone was then trying to be them.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
all the creativity we got of the last generation went away.
I think that's the issue with COD is it took away from your traditional first person shooters. They're saying, okay, it'll be better if we make military first person
Yeah,
shooters.
and then this generation is now, we're starting to see weird games, like last generation, I know you were massive on Japanese games, but Japanese games not died away, but they essentially, like, they were really popular back in the PS2 era.
Yeah.
PS3 era, they vanished. It was like...
because that's when PlayStation 3 really became a Western console.
Yeah, and then PS4 era, they're like, wait a minute,
They've kind of
people like
embraced it back again.
like Japanese games
Yeah.
again. Let's bring them back. And then
They're quirky.
then they made like Neo and Nier Automata, and everyone's like, oh, these
Oh,
games.
Persona.
Yeah, Persona. as
Oh
well.
yeah. Well, that's a continuing franchise.
And
but then they
even
would-
things like Final Fantasy, like even when you go down to that, even though they've westernized it up a bit.
Yeah,
It's
well,
still
the
very
newest
Japanese.
Final Fantasy, at least in my opinion, I really loved. I was like, this is great. The one before that, 13, was fucking cancelled. I hated it.
Let's
It was,
just sweep that under the
but
rug.
like,
Yeah.
That's what I like about this generation. This is a bit of a massive tangent, but I like the generation because we're getting those. Instead of being like, it's not popular, so we're not going to do it. We're now getting like, that sounds like a cool idea, we'll do it. And then like, we're getting all these weird games. Like Gravity Rush has got a sequel, which... Who would have thought Gravity
The
Rush
market is so open that there's so much more room for experimentation.
Yeah.
And then that's how we get games like HellBlade. Like, if you think about HellBlade, it wouldn't... Not only would it not have exceeded, it would never have been kicked off from a business point of view, last generation or any other generation.
They just wouldn't take the risk.
Just wouldn't,
They
it just wouldn't have made sense.
They wouldn't even... If say Persona 5 was going to be... Well, there's a PS3 port, but if it was being made for PS3, like, back in the day...
Yeah.
They wouldn't have released that Western. They'd have been like, no.
They won't like this.
They're like, no, the current landscape of gaming at the point, they'll be like, no. But now it's like, people like any game, we'll give them anything.
I agree, yeah,
They'll be
it's just
fine.
oversaturation. Yeah, 'cause I can't remember if we said this or not, but the idea of everyone loves Call of Duty, let's make our own Call of Duty, but they don't want to play our Call of Duty because they already have Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, they're not going to jump ship.
Yeah,
for
you
us.
mentioned that last podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, when you said Dead Space 3, they made it for Gears of War.
Yeah, Gears of War fans and
people.
mobile gamers.
They're not going to play Dead Space
they're not.
3.
No, because they already got one.
They've already got what they
I
want.
want to do Dead Space. So. I have a soft spot in my heart for Dead Space. I want that franchise back.
what-
We're never going to get it back, but I want that back.
Yeah.
What do you think about all this,
Because
Danny?
it didn't sell 6 million copies.
What do you think about this, Danny?
About, like, no, I'm very excited. Like,
I mean, just in general about this whole console generation.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't own an Xbox, and I never have, so I don't really know about the Xbox side. But for PlayStation, for a good 5-6 years, they have really tried to expand their market and get more games.
Yeah.
So,
Kudos to them for that.
and
Yeah.
now,
Xbox
like,
have been fucking themselves over for the last 5 years.
I don't know if it's not.
They're trying in some way.
Yeah.
They're trying, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Well,
They're like,
I think that I think it all comes down to the Matrick. Thanks, Don Matrick. He just screwed their launch,
Yeah.
and that's been haunting them ever since. I think
and
Phil's doing a good job.
there's a big thing that Xbox.
Oh, hell, Phil Spencer.
Oh, helpful Spencer.
There's a big thing that Xbox. I think I've mentioned this to all of you guys. Xbox has shot themselves in the foot massively
Yeah.
with the whole anything can be played on Windows.
Oh yeah, you look at E3 and you're like, why do I buy Xbox One? Give me a
But
rating.
that's the thing. That's the thing. It makes no business sense, but it's so consumer focused.
Oh yeah, but like, I think it's a cool idea, and I've always been like cross-platform is something I've been pining for.
And PlayStation aren't doing it because they're not doing it with Rocket League. They're not doing it with.
Well, that's different.
again,
That's not
yeah.
just like having your game available on both consoles. That's just having you being able to play across consoles.
Yeah.
Because you can play Gears of War on PC and Xbox, but if you go online, you're only playing with your console fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But with Gears of War and what was the other one that's
Forza?
recently come out? Huh?
Forza.
No, it was another game that wanted to be cross-platform. I forget which one. But where you actually, if you go
Halo Wars
online,
2?
you play. No, it wasn't a Microsoft game.
Oh, okay.
It was a third-party game. But when you come out and you want to play it online, you can play with people on PC and Xbox and PS4.
Oh, yeah.
That's what PlayStation is not doing, which makes no
Minecraft,
sense.
I think it might be. They're
That's the
doing
one, Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they just don't want to. Yeah, they're straight.
Yeah,
up,
which-
they're not
which-
interested.
It annoys me, but I understand why Sony doesn't want to, because they're like,
Well, they have nothing to.
I was gonna
they've
say
got everything to lose.
Yeah, I kind of can't.
Like Microsoft
understand.
have nothing to lose.
oh,
Like, they might as well get themselves in the good books of every consumer out there for
Yeah.
when they come out with next generation
Oh,
in
yeah.
2020.
It's
whenever
the
that
same with Nintendo,
is.
where
Sony have everything to lose.
they can be progressive, but then like just on a couple issues, they're like, no, we just won't.
Yeah.
We're just not going to be progressive.
like, yeah, I
They have
agree
no
with
reason to. They're in the lead. They've got
Yeah.
double the sales that Xbox have. They have no
Yeah.
reason to be different. What they're doing is working.
that. Yeah, and I think that's also, I think, back to like the whole Xbox One, anything can be played on PC. It's a great idea, but like you said,
Marketing.
it's
yeah,
now
just
it's
doesn't
now
make
good
sense.
for it's like
It's bad business.
okay, I could spend $400 get me a Xbox, or like I've got an okay computer, I'm just gonna buy a new
It's
graphics.
just-
Or I
it's
could
just the way
put
they
that
do it at
$400 towards a
E3.
much better graphics
Yeah.
card.
Yeah,
I could do
or,
the same
yeah.
thing, so.
I'm getting Xbox One X only because I've got a day one Xbox One. Those things are trash. Like they're-
Mine died years ago.
yeah, so I'm like, if I'm gonna upgrade my Xbox, which I do, cause,
You might as well go all out, yeah.
yes, I'll get, and I do want to move to 4K gaming eventually.
Wow.
So I'm like, I might as well get one piece of that. I'll get the cheapest piece of that before I get the TV. So I might as well get the Xbox One X now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, there's that. But like the whole thing where it's like, like any game can play on the PC. It's like, yeah, but now why do I buy an Xbox? I got a PC at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's that. So that's a bit of a tangent. But that HellBlade.
Oh yeah, HellBlade. Yeah.
But so that's that. We'll move on to our last thing, which is what are we playing / doing / movie.
I always forget that.
This is the quick section. So
Yeah.
So what are we playing / watching / doing?
Been playing HellBlade.
Yeah, actually,
Excluding
yeah.
HellBlade.
I had to for this podcast.
Yeah,
I was up
yeah.
all night playing it last night so I could beat
It's
it.
still the best
Same.
homework I've ever had for a
Same.
podcast.
So
yeah.
I was up all night playing HellBlade as well. But right, who wants to take this away?
What else have we watched? Like,
We watched Arrival.
yeah, we
Oh,
did.
how was that?
You didn't say when it
We
came out?
never saw-
Oh,
yeah.
it's so good.
I loved
Okay,
it.
I want to get
So
around to it,
good.
yeah.
Really good.
We're gonna watch. Oh, we're gonna plan on watching it.
Like, I'll be
next
perfectly
year,
honest
yeah.
with you, like I know everyone loves Blade Runner. I'm not the biggest fan
My
of
dad doesn't love Blade Runner.
I'm not I don't dislike it, but I'm not as into it as all the others are.
I
but
like
knowing that the director of Arrival is directing 2049, I'm like, okay, now I'm really into it.
I'm more excited because I've almost lost complete faith in Ridley Scott now. So I'm like, I'm glad you're not directing it.
Ridley,
Stop
you
touching your
My
own
dad's like, he doesn't like Blade Runner because he doesn't like how people call it a better sci-fi movie than Star Wars, that's why.
Well, it's more
completely
nuanced.
different.
But it's still sci-fi. I think it's intellectually it's better.
Oh, Ridley, you were our shining star.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
You did The Martian. What happened?
What happened?
You came
back
He gave
for-
us hope, and then you.
I still haven't seen that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's the best movie he's done.
I've got it on Blu-ray and I still haven't watched it.
Oh, wow.
Like I went out there and I
Martian,
bought it.
yeah,
I
I've
bought
seen
the
that.
special extended edition. It's sitting on my shelf and I haven't watched
It's
it.
the best movie Ridley Scott's done in 10 years.
Wow.
Okay, good.
Like,
Good. Well,
Yeah.
is that really that hard to do?
Kingdom of Heaven was pretty great.
I never saw Kingdom.
That's really good. Watch that.
Okay.
Have I seen that?
I saw Alien.
Oh, shut up. You're not special in this group.
But like you said, Chris, I'm not insanely huge on Blade Runner either. I think it's okay.
I think it's above
It's
average.
good, but not great.
It's above average.
I'm in the minority here clearly because I love it.
Yeah.
I love Blade Runner.
That's because I grew up watching it. Like I did. Like
Oh, I've only seen it in the past.
What cuts?
year.
What cut? What?
Oh
Can't have
yeah,
you
we.
That's a good
we
point.
should have.
No, there's
We should
5
have-
cuts.
Because
No, there's 7 technically. There's only 5 commercially available.
we watched the
limited edition director's cut.
God, yeah, extended director's
Oh,
cut.
well, I know how the versions.
Wait,
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, list off
So
the
there's the 3 like widely available ones are regular, which they've pretty much phased out completely.
Yeah.
'cause it's
Our
short.
director's cut, which was released in like the late 90s.
Yeah.
And the final cut, which has phased out them both pretty much. The final cut is an improved director's cut, and now the final cut they just market as Blade Runner now.
Yeah, I saw the
See,
final
I've
cut.
I've seen at least the director's cut. I
Yeah.
think I may have seen the thematical.
Yeah.
Cut
Oh, you should see the
release?
final cut definitely.
I've
yeah.
seen-
I know
What's
that
the
like
final
I've
cut?
seen
we have
the
at least
original.
I've seen at least 2 of them. Yeah.
I've seen the original.
The effects
and
in
I've
the
seen-
director's cut absolutely suck compared to the final cut.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen the original.
All the colours are so muted compared to the final
I've
cut.
seen the original and I've seen the director. I haven't seen final cut.
Yeah, you should.
But
Try and watch it
the
sometime.
original cut is pretty bad in terms of just what Blade Runner is, like the original cut. But I like the director's cut. But again, I wasn't raised on it. I watched it the first time when I was 16.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I watched it when
I
I was
think
like
I was
10.
about 16. I was at my like snobbiest film person. That's why I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I was
Like,
like,
I like mature sci-fi, like
Yeah.
Blade Runner. Not,
Yeah.
not your childish Star Wars.
2001: A Space Odyssey. Actually, that's a pretty good movie.
I love that
The
film.
Tears in Rain monologue says so much about the human condition.
Princess.
Here's my theoretical here's my thesis.
He's like,
on
they just
something.
a Blade Runner.
Was it Prince of Arabia? Wait,
Lawrence of Arabia.
Lawrence of Arabia is a cinematic masterpiece. Oh, it is.
Still-
I can see people not liking Blade Runner because you could just make the argument of it's boring.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very
I don't deny the effect it had on cinema. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely influenced everything. But I think watching it... You watched that as when you were younger. You also
Yeah.
watched it... Like, I only watched it in the past year, so I think...
Okay, yeah.
Seeing where sci-fi is
Oh, I
now, it's
respect-
hard to go back.
I
So I
respect
don't
it.
deny that what it did and what it was.
I respect it.
But, yeah.
It also gave us Ghost in the Shell, like the anime.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the,
that's
great-
so you're not going to talk about the movie, please
oh,
not.
the movie for Ghost in the Shell is pretty good. Another podcast for another time.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
That's
but
all I
it gave us like the creators of the manga like, said that Blade Runner was their biggest.
Yeah.
Well, even then,
Which
Blade-
is interesting
It's weird because Blade Runner wasn't the first cyberpunk thing. 'Cause a lot of people are like, you were the creator of cyberpunk, like fuck off. 80s anime and manga and all
Yeah.
that shit.
And then there was
Was
also
it?
the
Blade
original.
Runner's 82.
well,
like-
it was like
What's it called?
early 80s and like stuff like
Yeah.
came before that. And also there was like the tabletop role playing game Cyberpunk as well, which influenced it quite a bit.
And then there was also that, I forget what it was. It was in the 40s, I think. The first ever film, not the first ever film, but like the
First ever film.
Oh,
Fun
science.
fact. First ever film was a 3-second continuous shot of a horse going
That's
around in a
cheating.
circle.
Yeah.
Yes, and that
Of course you know
inspired the running.
Is that a film or a GIF?
It's a
It's a gift.
It's definitely a gift.
It's a gift.
It's definitely a gift.
Yeah, it is.
The original GIF.
Yeah.
Yep, no, I did
That
an
was,
ent-
that was the first thing ever recorded.
Yep, I did an entire...
Oh wait, were you gonna say Metropolis? Is that the film you're gonna
Yes,
say?
that
That's-
one,
yeah.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, speaking of that horse thing, because originally the guy was trying to figure out how do we try and figure out if the horse's feet leave the ground when they run. And so it wasn't technically a film.
It was an experiment.
He used like I think about 4 or 5 or 6 cameras along there, and he kept
Yeah.
on shooting it every time the horse
Yeah.
ran, and they found out
It's
that the feet did leave the ground.
It's the first ever
Yeah.
time something was ever recorded with a visual format.
Yeah.
That wasn't a photo.
Yeah.
So like,
I did an entire unit on this, and it was really boring.
but like,
But
So
yeah.
welcome to the Ramblers Podcast,
was that-
where we ramble.
Yes.
was that random thing? Was that film theory?
No, that was actually yes, but it was also
Because Damien does talk about
but
that.
it was also the unit that I.
Yeah. Alright, so what else? Is there anything else anyone's been playing? Well, Arrival's pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of like talking
We need to
about
watch
that.
it again, but
Yeah,
yes.
it's really
Yeah,
good.
definitely good. It's definitely good for a second.
Highly
viewing.
recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone else been playing / watching anything? Just
Well,
Hellblade.
since I finished HellBlade my second run through on Monday.
Yeah.
Shit, I played through those 2 quickly.
Yes.
So since then, my next game on the list is I'm waiting for Lost Legacy.
Oh.
so-
I put
Yes.
that today.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that. So in the time between, I've decided I'm going to replay the StarCraft 2 series because I played the
Interesting.
first 2, and then I remember buying.
Wait, is in first 2, do you mean StarCraft 1 and Brood War? Or
No, StarCraft 2, Legacy, Wings of Liberty,
And then Heart of the Swarm.
Legacy of the Void. Because I remember playing the first 2 expansions. Then when Legacy of the Void came out, it came out on the same day as Fallout 4 and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That was a bad
That was
day.
a bad. It was
I
bad
do
for my
remember
wallet,
coming out
dude.
together.
That was harsh.
I
remember when we walked. Yeah, so I played those 2, and then I just kind of forgot.
Also-
so I actually never have finished that trilogy. So I thought I might as well finish it now.
Also, RIP Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Picked literally the worst day to come out.
I think it did sell okay though.
No, I didn't.
It sold all right after it came on PlayStation.
Its re-release, it sold really well because they re-released it as like the complete.
Oh, for PS4.
The 20th
yeah.
anniversary.
That
Yeah.
sold really well, and I think
I've yet to play the
I think
20th
a month.
anniversary.
I think a
The
month
PlayStation
after
one.
Fallout 4.
It's worth a play.
I think
It's worth a play.
I think a month after Fallout 4, it did start picking up again, but like initially, because again,
after Kai gets his Scorpio.
what game is it?
For Rise.
Oh, I've got Rise,
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
and yes, play Rise.
I need to
both,
play it
they're
on
great.
Rise is really
PS4,
good.
yeah. Because I played it on Xbox One. I go back and play it for the
Yeah.
DLC.
No, yeah, Rise of Tomb Raider did really bad on initial thing because it came out the day Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuckhead at Square was, who was like, let's release it.
I'm not so bothered about that. It's more so like after Fallout announced they're coming out on that day, like what stuck up asshole at Square was like, no, we're sticking to this day.
Our day.
We're gonna make it. Just put aside your pride and live to fight another day.
It's like when Star Wars announced their release date. The amount of times they're like,
what's that really bad one?
they're like, all right, we should probably move our movie away from Star Wars because we're not gonna. I remember Hunger Games came
what was
out.
that?
No, it didn't come out alongside Star Wars. The last Hunger Games came out alongside something.
Star Wars.
No, it wasn't Star Wars. It wasn't that late. It was.
I think it was it might have been a Marvel movie. It was something big
I know what you're talking about.
because it sold like
Wasn't it the last Harry Potter movie?
yes, no, that was before Hunger Games.
Something came out alongside Star Wars though.
Yeah, a few things came out alongside Star Wars and they both suffered.
You forgot about that. What is the best one? I think it was last year. When did Star Wars Battlefront come out? Was that 20? It was 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2015.
Star Wars Battlefront against what was it like Titanfall 2 and
Oh,
Battlefield
yeah.
1.
That
EA,
was, no, it was last year. It was
EA
Battlefield 1,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, and Titanfall 2.
2.
But the main problem was that Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 came out
EA
2 weeks
played
apart.
themselves.
Their own IPs.
Yeah.
It's
And then they were like, why did the player base for Titanfall 2 not come back? It's because you released it
ask
alongside
EA, you dummies.
and also you released it alongside Battlefield 1.
That was an adolescent moment that our industry
I think
had.
EA wanted to kill Titanfall, to be honest. I think they're like,
Yeah, I think Vince is a bit. The creative director of that studio was a bit like. He's got a bit of an attitude.
well, I don't think it's their fault though, because I think EA
No,
was
I
like,
think he's
EA
got an attitude because he's been screwed over by one publisher
Yeah.
thanks to
Yeah.
Infinity War. He doesn't want to get screwed over by another. But apparently there is going to be a third one in the works. But
thank God.
so,
Because Titanfall 2 was fucking great.
but now they're putting all their resources
That's
into
only
Visceral
around
Star Wars games. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
But
times,
yeah,
obviously.
so yeah.
not Visceral's Respawn's Star Wars game.
I've already played StarCraft 2, like the Winds of Liberty. I haven't played the rest of them.
Wings of Liberty is really good, but
I liked it.
I have fond memories of of Heart of the Swarm, but I'm just really disappointed I never got around to
Legacy.
Legacy of the Void because I remember getting quite built up for that.
Are you going to get
conclusion.
the StarCraft 1 remaster? Sweet.
Probably. If I can continue riding this wave of RTS, then I will. But the chances are I probably will have to wait a bit because by the time I finish this trilogy, well, probably before I finish it, to be honest, Lost Legacy is going to come out.
Yeah.
And so my attention will be focused on that. Plus, I need to find a way to kind of integrate assignments in because I really need to get started
same,
with my
same.
with
Same.
Oh
my
yeah,
uni
same
studies.
here.
I need to discipline myself.
I need to get back into the groove of things. I've been away from uni for too long that I have just lost.
I've been
all-
slacking off a bit too much. No.
Yeah.
Anything else?
How we got the time?
I'll tell you later.
There's stuff to cut out though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god, yeah, we should run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else anyone's been playing / watching?
Nah, pretty.
Nah,
Other than Game of Thrones is every
Yeah,
day.
we talk
I
about
started playing Maximo. I was telling you about Eric. I
Yeah,
started playing
Maximo.
Maximo on PS2.
Yeah.
Really good game. I didn't think that was actually that good.
Oh, no.
Because I remember I was
You
like,
thought there were more rose tinted glasses involved.
yeah, I was like, this is going to be so bad. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play for 10 minutes and be like,
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
I hate you so much. I'm now 5 hours in. I'm like,
Whoa!
Surprisingly, it's surprisingly good.
It holds up so well. Like besides the fact you can't move the camera, that does annoy me. Like it's stuck behind the main character, but you can't tilt it anyway. You can press a button to center it back again, but it's very like slowly follows the character. And I'm like, I should want to move that right analog stick.
Yeah, you move it over here.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really good. Like the art style is really good. The gameplay. It's like you pick up abilities and you have like this trait, but if you die, you lose them all. So you have to like. So it's like it's kind of roguelike, even though it's not a roguelike game. The only issue is you have to pay in-game money to save.
Hold on a second.
Yes. You have to be like...
Hold on a second.
This was before microtransactions.
This game is ahead of its time. It should have come out in 2017 when they'll pay you money to save your goddamn game.
Yeah, but
That's
in-game-
what the next Dark Souls, the next Bloodborne game is going to be about.
In-game currency.
But still, what if you run out of in-game currency?
You gotta farm up
Yeah.
that currency.
What the hell? That is
That is
BS.
actually-
Your girlfriend's like, hey, let's have sex. Like, no, I have to save.
I don't have enough money!
Just need 10 more coins. Just 10 more
Are
coins.
you
I'm just
speaking
picturing that
from
in your eyes just like
experience,
completely
Kai?
bloodshot.
Kai, are you speaking from experience
10
here?
hours in.
Danielle, I think that's something to share.
No.
It's a safe space that was going to be published on YouTube. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's pretty
Think
good.
so.
I haven't doing it.
We should probably wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, so
boy.
thank you everyone for tuning in to
Thanks for
episode
staying
7.
with us for so long.
Yeah, cheers.
We'd like to thank Chris for coming on. Thank you for coming
No
on.
worries. Thanks for having me on.
That's so good. If you...
Just a little golf clap. That's all I need. All I need is the
There's
golf
going to be
clap.
some mad clips from that clap.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Whoa! Hello.
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 gang.
Hello, Spikes.
But anyway, so thank you everyone watching. If you liked it, subscribe. That'd
Yes.
be kind of handy.
Please
Also ring the bell so you know.
Understand our...
Give us sick views.
No.
What-
Length of, the length of our videos is not our fault. We just ramble a lot.
Hey, that's fine.
Hey, you know what you're getting into when you click on a podcast called The
The
Ramblers.
Ramblers, yeah.
Yeah, you
This might
should
be our-
know.
This might be our longest, but oh well.
Uh,
YOLO.
YOLO.
Gonna drive up to the country. Put us on.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, thank everyone for watching. Thank you, Danny and Eric for being on as always, and we'll be on next time. What's our next one on?
Oh shit.
We had an idea.
Yeah, what did we decide?
Oh, Defenders.
Defenders, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
so our next podcast will be on Defenders. Oh, wait. Okay, so I know I've done this the last 3 episodes, and I haven't stuck to it, but we actually have a video schedule
Yes,
now.
we do now.
So we've been fucked around.
Careful you don't do an Angry Joe now.
Oh, man, I was
God.
getting scared. I was like, oh, man.
Bird.
I was getting scared for a while. I was like, man, I'm waiting for our small fan base to be like, ah, what are you doing? We only want your angry reviews. Like,
Unsubscribe!
I only want your Ramblers podcast.
it's like I already do the Ramblers podcast.
Oh, you're stupid. You're spending too much time with your Facebook posts and not doing the Ramblers
Oh my
podcast.
god.
But anyway, so we're now recording Thursdays.
We
afternoon.
actually will be recording Thursdays.
Yes, because we're gonna figure it all out and all that stuff, and
And then upload day
Sunday
will
night.
be...
Sunday
yeah,
night
Sunday,
and be up in Monday morning.
Sunday night, Monday morning,
But this one will be probably uploaded very close to the last podcast because I hectic with uni and all that
yeah.
shit.
We've had to reorganize.
Back to back.
We have to reorganize the
So yeah,
schedules a few
we'll have
times.
2 new ones, and both of them go for over 2 hours. So
Sorry.
have fun. Got an extra long trip up to the
Now,
country.
when you say over 2 hours, are you talking about this one being
Uh-oh.
2 hours and 47 minutes?
Holy
Okay, it's still manageable. It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
alright, guys. Got an extra long trip.
This is
to
what
the
happens when you get a 4th member,
Oh, we'll
right?
cut a lot of it
Just-
out.
just-
as
okay,
well.
good.
Yeah.
There's stuff to cut out. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Everyone say bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye!